Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So apparently it's looking like the ceasefire is over now. President said yesterday, essentially, I'm going to paraphrase this, but he quoted, "It's over." And he basically said they're liars, is what he said. Oil has spiked up to $74 a barrel. We still have chip volatility. The Kospi index was halted again yesterday on the downside. So SK Hynix down, Samsung down. We can look at MU and see MU went under 900s for a little while today. But yeah, oil has spiked here. You can kind of see oil jumping up. Most of this news is due to, I believe, 3 tankers getting hit in the Strait of Hormuz. You can see oil right here. Oil has jumped. And yeah, markets are volatile. Again today, we have the FOMC minutes report going on later. But look at oil, guys. Oil has jumped. We have jumped up a little bit on oil. It's at 74.20s per barrel for WTI crude. If we look at memory place, because again, we do have memory volatility. MU is under $900 right now. So MU is under 900. SanDisk is at 1500s. And we're supposed to have the SK Hynix IPO on Friday as well. But yeah, overnight tensions here. The president made the statement verbally yesterday. You can kind of see some small versions of this quote here. But the president made this statement yesterday, essentially saying the MOU is over. I'll put this up real quick, but look. Let me see if I can post it.
As far as I'm concerned, it's
he was much
just
more
a waste
eloquent
of
about
time
it.
dealing with them.
Here, hold on.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them.
Yeah, look, he basically said all this.
As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Yeah, so again, MOU is apparently over now. Sorry, Britt. Britt is here. I was playing the video, so I had to hush Britt. But Britt is here today.
No, it's cool. Honestly, I was looking at a different tab. I didn't see the video was playing.
Yeah,
I thought you were just putting up like a
all
statement.
good, brother. All good.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. And also, gold has dropped quite a bit, too.
Yeah, higher yields negatively impacted gold. If we look at yields this morning, here's 2-year treasury yields. But I haven't even looked at them this morning, but I know they're up just because oil is up, right? So oil being up means more hawkish fears, higher interest rate sentiment, and in turn higher yields. So if you look at a 5-day chart, you can see oil spike. You can see yields jump yesterday as well. You can see 2-year treasury yields were at 4.2% this morning, and so volatility is here today, guys. We are volatile this morning. Let me catch back up on everybody in the chat here. What's up, Proxy, Diamond, Old Hack, Steve, Keegan, Kevin, Ashun, Ace, Edson, Gene, Elsway, F, Big Don, Rooftop, Ski Bum, Max, Mike, K, DJ, Random, VA, Meth, ME, Sully, Visual, Thomas. Yeah, we're back, dude. Ben, what's up, dude? Secret Squirrel, hello. Sarge, BH, Rooftop, Doggo, Gaming, Sam, what's up, brother? I think I said Dragos, Pew, hello. Bogdan, what's up, bro? Brad, Punch, Jason, Deckers, Plasma, Arif, Richard, Wowo, Soul, Chavo, Johnny Be Good, Hard Drip, Dubra, Woot. Good morning, guys. Yeah, what do you guys think of the markets today? Is it time to buy the dip? I don't know, man. Nvidia is still reeling on the DeepSeek news yesterday, but it did rebound some. A lot of stuff rebounded yesterday up until this morning. Tesla back under 400s. SpaceX is sitting at 150 right now. What's up, JS? What's up, my dad's account? What's up, Knights? Yeah, I don't know. You don't seem okay, John? You okay? Do I not seem okay this morning? I'm okay. I would say I'm definitely okay. Top 3 most okay person in the world right now. I went fishing yesterday. What is not okay?
Catch anything?
I caught 3. Nobody else caught anything else.
John the Master Fisherman.
Yeah, that's right. It was 3 tiny fish, but I will take the credit for Master Fisherman.
3-0, huh?
Yeah. It was nice. We went a little bit too late. It was like 5 o'clock, and it doesn't get dark here until like 10. and so the sun was out. If we would have waited maybe a little while, or we should have gone in the morning, honestly, and we would have caught more. But yeah, again, the big news overnight is that the MOU, apparently, essentially the ceasefire is over. Bitcoin's down, gold's down, chips are down, oil is up, yields are up. And again, this is heading into the Fed minutes report, which should be really interesting. We also have the CPI and PPI reports next week, which are going to be very relevant and kind of piggyback off of this. But again, the biggest overnight development in weeks happened last night. Again, Iran attacked 3 commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. military did launch retaliatory strikes yesterday evening. The previous ceasefire was declared void at the NATO summit, and markets are now pricing in escalation. Again, remember, the Strait of Hormuz, if you haven't been watching markets for the last year, for the last 4 months, Strait of Hormuz is the world's most important oil choke point. It's where a lot of oil goes through that. The Strait of Hormuz being in the middle of this conflict has really driven the price of oil up over the last 4 months. 20% of global oil supplies flow through it, and so more escalation means supply disruption fears, which means higher oil prices. And again, this is after we had this big long negotiation period where we thought we were in a ceasefire, and apparently that's not the case after 3 commercial vessels were attacked, and then we did retaliatory stuff. So that's where we're at now. Brent is up 6%. WTI crude is up 6%. And this is not even including, the memory plays. Kospi index closed down 5.35% yesterday. A sell-side trading halt happened. Samsung dropped 6%. SK Hynix dropped almost 2.5%, which is day 2. Both of those are 40% of the Kospi. We also had other Asian markets fall. The Nikkei dropped 2+% and more. So SK Hynix is supposed to list on Friday, although they did reduce their listing here because of the volatility. And so we'll see what that looks like. That's some news for Friday that we can pay attention to regarding SK Hynix. In the middle of memory fears and everything else going on right now, this is relevant. Look at MU, guys. MU has fallen down under 900s here. It's at 894s right now for MU, 894s. So definitely a little worried. Markets are a little worried, that is. I'm not worried, but markets are a little bit worried. Yesterday, Samsung did post pretty good prelim numbers, though, so it's not all bear news. We did have the 30-year mortgage rate data come out at 6.58%, but these higher oil prices are going to make people nervous, potentially. And that's what's spiking yields. Again, I can show you the president's quote real quick, or you can just hear what he said.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them.
We can go to the end here.
As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Yeah, so those are the quotes that are freaking markets out right there. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this stuff. MU in oversold territory. Bad week for an IPO. Yeah, a scary week for a chip IPO for sure. Gold, guys, if we take a look at gold, I don't think I've looked at gold here. Gold is almost to 4,000 again. Was at almost 4,200s yesterday, really. It's fallen all the way back down to 4,000 after more escalation. Yeah, it was definitely small fish, but hey, it was something. Ceasefire before the market opens? Nah, I don't think so. Nobody said it wouldn't be bumpy. Good morning, y'all. Finally, the chip dip is real. Yeah, I mean, was Michael Burry correct here? That's a big story. Michael Burry shorting MU, shorting Tesla, shorting, again, he's shorting MU, he's shorting Tesla. What else was he shorting? He's shorting SOX ETF. There was another one that I'm forgetting. He was shorting Caterpillar. Where's Caterpillar at today? So Caterpillar has been fading too. So honestly, to give Michael Burry some credit, maybe he was correct about these short positions. People give him a lot of heat, including myself. I kind of poke fun at Burry. Burry will slap me with his wallet if he wants to. But yeah, he might have been right. I think he's probably green on all of these now, except for maybe Nvidia, but I think he's probably green on Nvidia as well. I'll have to look at where he shorted it, but Nvidia did have a rebound yesterday. You can kind of look at it here and see Nvidia, yesterday. Almost got back up to 200s. It's back down to 193s here on all this oil spikes and volatility. I don't think high oil prices are good for anything. I think the market wants rate cuts. In order to get rate cuts, you need oil to settle. If oil does not settle, yields go up, rate hike odds increase. And if we look at the Fed watch tool this morning, I want to see what rate hike odds are now after this escalation. I want to see what market's priced in. The last time I looked at it was about 24% chance that we would raise rates next meeting. Now it's up to 34%. So yeah, it was 24. Now it's basically up to 34. We got a 66% chance we're going to pause, and I still think we're going to pause next meeting. But now we have a 34% chance that we're going to raise rates 25 basis points in the next meeting. So that's something to pay attention to. Is it bull or bear today? Long or short? What do you guys think? Yeah, they already did. We did retaliatory strikes, Ski Bum. So we did do retaliatory strikes already. Shorting companies that are economic bellwethers. What's up, Vegas? Yeah, this is after, we did have non-farm payrolls come in weaker than expected. A big miss. We came in at, 57,000 for non-farm payrolls last week. So yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was bad job numbers, but it's a job number that markets might actually like right now if they want less inflation fears, right? So weaker jobs might give the argument that, hey, jobs are starting to settle. Maybe we'll get earlier cuts. Maybe we won't. Maybe inflation will continue to settle, but definitely not overnight. Again, oil up to. I might honestly buy oil. I'm trying to think about scenarios. I mean, anything could happen, right? But I honestly might buy oil right here because I'm trying to think of scenarios in which oil would fall. I guess the president could come out and say, "Yo," he could certainly come out and say, the ceasefire's back on. I mean,
I'm saying, never mind.
Yeah,
back on.
Yeah, we just had the greatest talk ever. The ceasefire is back on. They're great people.
Beautiful people.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly possible in this current market here, but I'm looking at maybe buying oil a little bit in this eval. We'll see what happens, but yeah, oil.
I don't know why. Even though I'm not great at that, it's just fun to do.
Well, you're better at it than me, that's for sure. Does oil close higher or lower on the day, Chad, than where we are now? And we'll do a poll here. I think that's a good poll option.
Unless we have more escalation, I think maybe like a tiny bit lower, like 10 cents.
Honestly,
cents.
That's not a bad thesis, Brett. I honestly don't mind that thesis. Will oil close higher or lower than where we are now?
Yes.
All right, so here's the poll. Higher, lower are going to be the two options. You could say that, but it's not real. He flip-flops. Yeah, no, that's why I'm a little bit more long biased in oil. We had the news. We dipped back down in oil prices, and now we are starting to kind of edge back up. We're back over the 200 exponential. I think $75 seems like a relevant milestone level here. But yeah, I see somebody say they just joined. What's the news on the day? The news on the day, there's a couple different catalysts today. Number one is that Middle East tensions are back. President basically said the MOU, the ceasefire, essentially is over. He said that yesterday, and oil jumped all the way up to $75 a barrel yesterday. It's pulled back some since then, but that's number one. He said this after 3 commercial vessels were hit in the Strait of Hormuz, and then the U.S. did retaliatory strikes, and that basically confirms the MOU is over, the ceasefire is over, and that is what's making oil nervous and making oil jump. Okay, so that's the first thing. Oil up, yields up, rate hike odds increased overnight. Also overnight, we had the Kospi index get halted on the downside. It's down a big percentage. Kospi index obviously is the index, the Korean index that holds SK Hynix, Samsung. Kospi closed down over 5% and was halted yesterday. Samsung was down 6%. SK Hynix down almost 2.5%. And remember, Samsung and SK Hynix make up 40% of the Kospi weight, which is why the Kospi is down because of SK Hynix and Samsung. Nikkei was also down. And so chip volatility is here. Again, MU is under $900 a share right now. Look at MU. that 890s. Is it time to buy the dip? You know, you're counter trading Burry here if you do buy the dip. But is it time to buy the dip? Samsung down, SanDisk basically down to 1500s. Nvidia sitting at 193s. But we can see like Microsoft also reacting negatively. Google also reacting negatively. AMD also reacting negatively here. We can see ServiceNow, even if people were looking at a rotation into software, ServiceNow down. CrowdStrike down. Adobe down. And so what we're seeing here is that I think essentially what this is the overnight news regarding ceasefire ending is bad for everything. I think that's kind of one of the things we see. It's definitely bad for gold because remember, gold wants lower yields, right? Lower yields means more people buy gold instead of bonds. And with yields spiking up because of the Iran thing going on with the ceasefire ending, basically, more strikes and stuff like that, that's bad for gold because what does that do? That makes yields go up and less people buy gold, more people gravitate and rotate into bonds. So that's where we are now for gold. You can see it again, it's at 4,050s right now. It was at almost 4,200. Bitcoin is probably reacting in a similar way. It's at 62,000 right now if you look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is at 62 for the same reason. You know, gold, Bitcoin, all risk-on assets. Whenever yields jump, more people buy bonds to capitalize on the higher yields. The dollar index is probably up today. I don't even have to look at it. But yeah, Dixie is up because usually if they're going to buy those bonds that pay out higher yields, they got to use dollars for it, and the dollar index generally strengthens on it. So that's where we are now. Apple has been a big watch today. It's at 309s. Meta sitting at 605s. And yeah, really interesting market. Big pullbacks overnight. Higher oil, more escalation fears, chip fears, and more. So looking at our poll, 63% are saying higher than expected today for oil. That oil closes higher than expected, 63%. So we will see what we get, but it's definitely a little bit scarier of a day. If we bounce before FOMC, we tank. If not, FOMC will save the market. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm fishing in Michigan. It was on a lake. I think it was a perch. I think it was, I caught one smallmouth bass and a perch. Or maybe it was two smallmouth bass and a perch, but I'll have to look.
Oh, I thought you meant you were fishing from a perch.
Oh, yeah. You know, a swing. Right, a swing, you know. Yeah, SpaceX is down at 150s. It started to rebound earlier in the week, but it's been falling pretty steadily. It almost hit 180s back here on the 1st. It's now all the way back to 150s a week later. So FOMC minutes reports at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So it is 7:30 Eastern time now. So yeah.
Assuming silver fell with gold.
I haven't looked at it, but I'm almost certain it did. Yeah, silver down to 58s, under 60. 60 is a big psychological level. It's right around the volume weighted average price as well for silver. Largemouth.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I grew up in South Louisiana, so I'm a big largemouth bass fisherman. That's what I usually go for and like fishing. But listen, I'm in Michigan right now on a lake, so we gotta fish what kind of fish they have.
Well, I mean, some people say that.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I could throw some bass in there and then try to catch them again. Was there news earlier this morning? Well, the news is that the ceasefire MOU is basically over. That's the news. More strikes, retaliatory strikes by the U.S., and oil spiking up to $74 a barrel. It went as high as 75 plus for a little while. It faded back down a little bit, but yeah, it's faded back down a little bit. I'm still in my oil long, and we're green on this oil long right here. I'll probably add a little bit more to this.
You're getting into oil now, huh, John?
Oh yeah, I'm an oil man. You know, that's what I call myself now.
I thought so. They're going to replace Billy Bob Thornton with you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk out one day. I can feel it. Nasdaq just got over the 200, but it's slipping down. Yeah, I mean Nasdaq is at obviously I think the big level on the Nasdaq is 29,000, which is really right where we are now. Look, here's 29K. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, 29,000 is really close to where we are now. It's also the point of control. So 29,000 here. Maybe it's not the POC of the day. I bet you that's higher. Yeah, that's higher, but it's in the high volume area right now. 29,000 relevant. We're slightly over that now in the Nasdaq, but it's not looking good. Rate hike odds did change. definitely increased odds of rate hikes now with higher oil prices. Because one of the optimistic things that we've seen over the last few weeks is that, yeah, inflation's over 4.2% or at 4.2% in the last readings. But now that oil has spiked back up, it's kind of scaring people back in regards to inflation, right? With oil being higher, we're now, with oil being higher, some of those inflation optimistic looks might start to fade a little bit, and we might start getting more and more worried about inflation. You see yields up, you see rate hike odds up now. We now have a 34% chance we're going to raise rates in this next meeting. Buy the VIX. I mean, if you're short bias, maybe you can buy the VIX. You know. And again, long or short today. What do you guys think? What's up, Falcos?
He did like a Fonzie hello.
Yeah. Hey. What's up,
like
dude?
the Fonz, like this, like hey.
Yeah. Thoughts on?
Sorry, that was a ladies' man thing.
Oh yeah. Thoughts on Sandisk? Sandisk is down to 1500s here. We've seen some memory fears though, man. And Michael Burry piling into shorts in memory and other plays related to it is not necessarily a great sign. I'm not saying Burry's always right. But again, chat, is Burry correct about this? So far, I think he's pretty green on everything he bought. I try to be objective here. But I think Burry is now green on everything he's in that regard. The shadows have come out today. I was brighter. I don't know what happened. Maybe the sun? Now I'm back in the shadows, Britt.
See that?
Yeah.
Man, that was loud. I didn't mean to yell like that.
Britt, you hurt my ears, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
I hurt my own ears.
Yeah, we got the Fed minutes report today. 2 p.m. Is Burry correct, chat? I see Not Blurry got lucky. Yes. Oil. You long oil, so you're bearish in the NASDAQ? Yeah, I'm not necessarily...
I mean, to some extent, I mean, like, everybody that plays the market successfully is lucky. I mean, the guy has some skill. I'm not, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I know he's wrong a lot, but still.
Yeah, I mean, people think that Burry can't be wrong. He certainly could be. Yeah, I need a light.
Absolutely.
I need a light in here, but that's okay.
But I don't know what I was going to say. Dang it.
Yeah, I see some people saying he better exit. Yeah, and he maybe should. I don't know.
I don't know what I was going to say. That being said, his name bothers me. I don't know why.
Burry?
Yeah, just don't like the name.
Yeah, I mean...
Not going to hate on the guy unnecessarily in terms of his trading skill, but he should change his name.
Yeah, I mean... he should change his name, Britt. Tell him. You should go tell him. Tell him you don't like it.
Did.
It throws you off. Yeah, I believe that.
I've been writing him letters since The Big Short.
Yeah. Tell him you don't like it. You don't like that his name has found fame, and now you're feeling shame.
I'm sipping on that haterade.
No, I feel it, dude. I feel it. Honestly, you in the chat would probably agree a lot about it. Again, so apparently Burry shorted Nvidia around 190s. He shorted Tesla around 416s. He shorted AMAT as well. He should be green in all of this. He shorted MU on July 2nd at about 1050s. So look at MU here. So I think Burry's honestly green in all of this stuff. I think it's probably longer term shorts and he's looking for broader corrections. But I honestly think he's probably pretty green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shorting Stossel.
Honestly, also, that was all really just kind of for banter.
Yeah. No, I know.
Farmer, and that's coming from a dude named Britt. Yeah, that's true, but Britt is short for something. I'm not going to tell y'all what, but...
Yeah, Secret Squirrel says he's rich for a reason. He's obviously right more than he's wrong. Not true.
Or he just wins super big when he is right.
That's precisely it. Like, again, I'm not even mad. Sometimes you can make money this way. Like I said, it's kind of like the same thing where you can have a low accuracy rate, but if your reward to risk is really good, and on the trades that you are right, you really maximize profits from it. I would not say Burry's right more than he's wrong. I've watched Burry for a decade at this point, and Burry overpredicts crashes. That's one of the things that I think most people would objectively agree with, that Burry overpredicts crashes. But when Burry is right, he's really right. And so it's a situation where if he's wrong, he can get out and what he would probably consider relatively small losses, which might be millions, but still to him, it's going to be relatively small. versus when he's right, he can make hundreds of millions or more, and he did in 2007, 2008. And so I wouldn't say he's right more than he's wrong, but I will say that he's been right enough to make money from his predictions. So,
yeah. Let's see. A few people, well, maybe just one guy, I don't know, asking about gold. Whoever you are, dude, gold is down like over $100 today. So
real quick though, gold had actually jumped up a little bit with some volume here. I don't know if it's news related, but look at gold spike up some here. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so
what
gold
timing?
just jumped.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't see
here.
anything either. If you guys see why gold is running, let me know, but I don't see anything here either. What's oil doing?
Nothing on tweets either.
Oil's dumping down. Something happened for sure right now. Look at oil. Oh, no, I'm in oil right now, dude. I completely forgot about it. I'm going to sell this position and get out of oil, guys.
Yeah, the NASDAQ jumped up too, not just gold.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out of gold, man. But it's relatively small, all things considered. But, man, yeah, and NASDAQ spiked. Gold fell, and then specifically this geopolitics for sure. Oil down to 73s here. We got to look for quotes. Something's going on to influence things for sure here this morning. I don't think it's Truth. I don't see anything on Truth Social.
Me either. I still don't see anything on.
Okay, so I see President did not repeat criticisms of Spain during NATO talks. President reportedly did not repeat the termination language around the U.S.-Iran interim deal during the NATO summit, according to sources here. So now he did essentially say something where he's basically saying the MOU is still on, that it's not terminated.
Dude.
Yeah.
So volatility.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's how it goes. That's the only news that I'm really seeing here. Again, I see U.S. President reportedly did not repeat the termination language around the U.S.-Iran interim deal during the NATO summit, according to sources. So a little bit of backtracking here. And again, we'll see if this holds, but let me see if I can find more info on this. Yeah, I don't really see any more language around it. But again, according to sources, the president reportedly did not repeat the termination language around the U.S. interim deal during the NATO summit, according to sources. So this is the news influencing things right now. I'll put it up on screen so everybody can see it, so the grifters can have something to watch, you know. But sources are saying that he did not repeat the termination language regarding everything. And so again, according to, quote, sources. So we'll see what happens, but this is the news right here. Again, we'll put it up on screen. There it is right there on the left side, so you can see it now. It did make oil dip all the way down to the VWAP. It's not a huge dip, but I knew it was news as soon as it happened. I feel you right now, Sam. Yeah, but look, there's the news. Oil did just pop right back up, though. NASDAQ over 29,000, still holding here. Jumped up a little bit on this news. It wasn't crazy big news, but it was news. And again, this was posted at 7:44, 2 minutes ago. Again, President did not repeat termination language around U.S.-Iran deal during the NATO summit, according to sources. It's just one of my sources just posted this 2 minutes ago. And you could tell whatever it was geopolitics related. I don't see any other big sources posting this, though, like reposting this or anything like that. So, yeah, but that's the news here today, right now. Dang it, man. Freaking back to tweet market moves. Not even tweets, but quotes. Geopolitics negatively influencing me again. I don't appreciate it. I was short oil, or I was long oil. I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. I mean, I want oil to go down. Don't get me wrong, you know.
Hey, you got beat up on oil. What the heck?
I know, dude. I even said this was possible. I was like, I'm trying to imagine a situation where, where oil dumps down quickly, and I was like, the president could say the deal is back on, and it wasn't quite that, but it was something similar to that as well. So we'll see.
What? Johnson Oil?
Yeah.
All right.
Got rugged by the president. It's not the first time, dude. It really is not the first time. Definitely not the first time I've gotten rugged by the president, guys. Again, after this post, are you bullish or bearish? Yeah, look at the NASDAQ still bouncing here. It's over the 200 exponential here. We are down a lot. Chip fears are still here as well, though. Here's MU. Back over 900s. No, it's open. Wait, it's closed. No, I mean open. Up, it's closed again. You know, you gotta be quick. You gotta be quick. Y'all might not remember that commercial, but yeah, ECB's Nagel says after today's Iran news, quote, "We are back to where we began," end quote. So my sources are kind of slacking today, though. But yeah, President reportedly did not repeat the termination language around the U.S.-Iran deal during the NATO summit, according to sources. That is what moved markets. I could tell it was geopolitics related just based off of how oil was moving. When oil drops that quickly, something happened. Even though it's not a huge drop when you zoom out, it was enough to confirm we did have some geopolitical news come out. And you can see the news on screen.
Morning, Boom Doc.
Again, remember, the Kospi index did get halted overnight. SK Hynix, Samsung down. SK Hynix supposed to do their ADR listing IPO on Friday this week. We got the Fed minutes today. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Buy or sell oil right now, guys. Buy or sell oil. I did a poll earlier. We're roughly 60-40 higher oil than we are now, basically. What were you going to say, Britt?
Oh, I was just going to say, I like the idea that geopolitical happenings are being thrown out of whack just because you're getting trolled because he's jealous of your trading acumen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's probably, you know, if I had to picture why he said this, I believe it's because, yeah, John's long oil. How dare him, you know?
He's trading better than me. Nobody wins more than me.
They walk in, they say, "Wow, would you look at John's trades?" They say. I believe it was intentional. Yeah, higher or lower oil. Higher or lower oil by the end of the day, guys. 60-40, thinking we're going to end higher. I did stubbornly get into another oil long right here. We are green in it. As long as we don't get more, like the only risk here, and I'll be honest about the risk in this is that if we get more explanations regarding this catalyst that we got about 3 or 4 minutes ago, if somehow we go more in depth and the president starts talking about how the deal is still on, that's what it is. Again, so modest reversal in risk sentiment amid reports the president did not repeat the termination language around U.S.-Iran deal during the NATO summit. So, buy oil, reserves are low. Driving to Florida today. Hey, good luck, Pawn.
Good luck, Pawn. Be careful. Gas prices might go up like $1 on your way there.
They might. They honestly might. We'll see. Yeah, I did jump back in a long. I'm going to set a stop loss here, though. Let me see. Set a stop loss. Here. Wait. Yeah, there's my stop loss.
I'm still sticking with my original prediction. I think it's going to end lower today. At least lower than it was when we got on, obviously. I mean, it's already...
Where's my stop loss, bro? Why does my stop loss disappear?
I'm not...
Usually they're supposed to be up. What happened to them? I don't like that at all. Where's my stop loss? Dude, I set one.
And yeah, I'm not saying oil's gonna like end the day red, just lower than it was when we started the day.
Yeah, this was a Reuters source. Man, Trade Evade. How do I show my stop losses again? Chart settings, bills and orders. Okay, is that my stop loss? No. Okay, there's all my weird stop losses. I gotta cut them now, but weird. It might be the chart I'm looking at oil on. There's a normal chart. Let me set this to 6 now. Okay, there's our stop. All right, we're good. We're in there. What do you guys want to buy today? Let me know. What's your favorite asset to buy right now? Could be talking Bitcoin, gold, oil, memory, Nvidia, microchips, MU. What do you guys want to buy today? I'm using Tradeovate.
In the words of that old Christmas special, silver and gold.
I don't mind buying silver and gold. Silver, long term, I think gold's going to make money. Short term, who freaking knows what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
But long term, I mean, I do like gold and silver. Short term, though, again, they could do freaking anything. So we really have no idea what they're going to do short term here. So I asked people what they want to buy. I see gold, SanDisk, and Intel, Walmart, SK Hynix. He's short, but what percentage of his portfolio? Bitcoin, Disk, LMND, Semis, Bitcoin, SoFi, selling covered calls. Iran has yet to respond to the president. Yeah, I mean, I think if we do get a response, it's going to be more escalation. And that's kind of why I want to buy oil here. But I think, you know, I got a small stop loss set, so it'll be small regardless. But
maybe this was all about driving gold down temporarily just so you could buy a cheaper gold toilet.
Yeah, maybe. You know, I would buy a gold toilet.
No, I mean, like, you do know he has gold fixtures, like specifically gold toilets in his homes, right? I mean, like, not solid, but
I do think I actually heard that. But yeah,
yeah, he's crazy for gold.
Yeah. Well, Brit, you know, I believe he did that for you, bro. He did that for you.
Probably.
He knew you might come over one day.
Probably. By the way, no judgments there. I love gold too. You know?
Yeah. I see somebody say you're trading on a hunch. It's not really a hunch. It's short-term dip buy into oil after this news. You know, this news is a little bit ambiguous. I mean, all trading is a hunch, you know. And so the news is a little bit ambiguous, but it's small. It's not a huge trade. Like you can see, it's a very tight stop loss, and I'll add to it if it goes in my favor here. But I don't think it's a bad reward to risk trade. The accuracy might be lower, but I don't think it's a bad reward to risk.
I saw that, Java. Yeah, I saw that yesterday, I think. John, did you see that Walmart's lowering? I mean, I guess it's artificially, but lowering prices on a lot of their staple goods.
No, I did. No, I did.
Coca-Cola. Like, yeah, by pretty serious margins. Like, apparently they're cutting like cold drink costs, or specifically on like Coca-Cola products, by like 30%. Ground beef, I think, was like 10 or 20%. I can't remember, but pretty substantial cuts.
Yeah, we do see.
And so that
Go ahead.
that should drive down prices for other retailers. I mean, if Walmart drops, you pretty much have no choice.
Right. Target's up, Walmart's up today. See some rotation into that type of stuff as well regarding retail. Home Depot's still down though. But yeah, tech is essentially slumping today, guys. Hyperscalers, Google down a little bit. Apple down slightly. Meta down slightly. Most tech is just down today.
Yeah, thanks for the specifics, Java. So 15% on beef, apparently.
Got you. Yeah. Man. But yeah, rate hike odds have jumped back up to 34% right now. 34%. They might dip a little bit now. They're at 33%. So rate hike odds did decrease a little bit on that news that he didn't restate that the MOU is over during the NATO summit, according to sources. So we'll see what happens here, though. Yeah, let's take a look at some other stuff here. Where's Quantum? They're down as well. So almost all tech is down today. Gold back up to 4,070s. Bitcoin's still sitting at 62s, although it did rebound a little bit on this news as well. All right, so we are green on this oil trade. I'm going to take a third of this off up here. Just lock it in. It's a little bit riskier. We'll reset our stop loss. There we go. Okay, so we just locked a little bit in. We are starting to rebound some, but we're in a pretty tight range. What was the news? Okay, so let's talk about it. The news, the big story is that oil is jumping overnight after the president said the MOU with Iran is over. The ceasefire is essentially over. We had 3 commercial vessels get hit. We had retaliatory stuff go on afterwards, and most people are looking at the ceasefire ending Oil has jumped up to $74 a barrel. This has made yields jump. This has made gold fall. This has made Bitcoin and crypto fall. Although, again, 10 minutes ago or so, maybe a little bit less than that, but 10 minutes ago, we basically got news from sources that said, we had a modest reversal, a rebound in gold, a decrease in oil after reports show that the president, again, did not repeat the termination language around the U.S.-Iran interim deal during the NATO summit. So that is the news. It did cause oil to drop. You can see the drop maybe, 10 minutes ago here in oil. Here's the drop that we saw. I knew it was this because I saw oil falling and the NASDAQ jumping simultaneously here, which almost always means it's geopolitics. So the NASDAQ was flirting with 29,000s prior to this. It's back up to almost 29,100s here. Gold is up. Yields fell a little bit on this news, but not a lot. And really what we're looking at is an oil bounce back here. I'm just wondering if we're going to get more language around this. I don't see any of the big sources covering this, though.
Yeah. Good morning, Faye.
All right, so again, Trump told NATO allies he wanted to keep the U.S. in alliance, says source familiar with the summit talks. We have that news.
Oh, you mean where he said he wanted to keep the maintain U.S. membership in NATO?
Yeah. Again, more strikes overnight. Taco traders unite. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about tacos today. Look at oil jump back up here. So the trade worked. We'll take a little bit more off up here. Slowly scale out on the way up. Set our stop loss to break even now. So, yeah, I mean, we did just jump up pretty quickly on oil, though. Look at this. Look at
Also, all the
gold.
taco talk just makes me want tacos for dinner. I don't even care about the rest of it.
Did somebody say tacos? I love tacos. Birria tacos are my favorite, personally. Is the NASDAQ falling? Yeah, so look, we also got, at this point, oil is now jumping back higher here. I'm going to slowly scale out of this long. Oh, crap. I just cut the whole thing. Oops. Dang it.
Hey, you're just messing up by the numbers today, John.
I mean, we made money, but, like, I could have made more. Look at oil start to jump. The thesis was right, I think. But yeah, look at oil jump back up to 74s. I'm trying to see if there's any other, like, recent news to cause this. His NASDAQ just dipped pretty quickly with a red candle. Gold just dipped. And oil just popped up back up to basically where it was before this news. I don't know if it's geopolitics related. I wouldn't say it's big enough to where it has to be. But
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, I would think we might have a bigger move with geopolitics news, but
I don't pay you to think, John.
Nobody does. So. Nobody does, you know. They pay me to act, Britt, you know.
You're a trained actor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
in the words of Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Again,
Very
oil
underrated. Period. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
60% of people think oil is going to close higher than where we are now as well. So it looks like
most
of the chat. I'm going to go with higher, but I think you could have a lot of things, a lot of variables in terms of what happens here. You know, the president could come out and say, "Oh, well, you know, the MOU is still on. I know it. I feel it. Ceasefire is still on."
Volatility today.
Yeah, I mean, that could certainly happen. And again, we kind of saw a little bit of that. Sources could say, hey, the president never said the MOU deal was done. A lot of stuff moves markets like this, but I think at the very least, after this overnight news, markets are going to be more skeptical on falling oil prices. So I think markets might not trust news like that we get, because the president did not, you know, like when he said this, it was like, I'll show you the quotes. These were the quotes from the president regarding like kind of what he said here. Hold on, let me find it. Yeah, so these were the quotes by the president here. You can hear it.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them.
So he said that. He also said this.
As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Okay, so he said it publicly at the NATO summit. So he basically said it's over. This is what spiked oil. So That is what's really impacting things here. And I'll see if I regret cutting that oil trade early.
Do you have any predictions for the FOMC meeting?
So there's no FOMC meeting today, guys.
Not the meeting. Just
yeah. What's today is the FOMC minutes report, but it's the first one from Wash, right? So it's a 12-page document detailing why they did what they did in the last meeting. I'm curious to see what this looks like under Wash, to be honest, right? I'm genuinely curious. This is the first one that includes Wash as the FOMC chairman, the first Fed minutes report. So I'm really curious to see what this document shows. Wash has been critical of forward guidance. He's also been a little bit critical of like press in the Fed. And so again, genuinely curious to see what this shows here. What do you guys think this will show regarding Wash? Like, do you guys think we'll get more information, less information, hawkish Wash, dovish Wash, or more? I think it's still going to be pretty data dependent. It's going to stress the risks to both sides. It might acknowledge falling oil prices, which are kind of discounted a little bit now with spikes in oil this morning. But let me know what you guys think regarding Wash. Will he talk about task force? Yeah.
I don't know. And sorry, that was a misspeak. I didn't mean to say meeting.
How dare you mislead a beacon of dishonesty?
I know.
A beacon of false hope.
I had to make note of it, honestly, because it made me feel like a little bit of a dummy.
Nah, dude, there's so many different things and variables going on in markets, bro. Yeah, it takes a little while to really get. You're doing good, bro. You're doing good. Who's JW? Jerome Wash? Is that what you're saying? More task forces, 100%. Less information. Yeah, I think less information as well is the easier, safer bet. Less info here is, I think, the safer bet. But we'll see. John doesn't give predictions. He gives spoilers. Maybe, Mark. I definitely spoil something. And let me look. I don't think we have any data at 8:30 today. Let me make sure. But I don't think we get anything today. We get the Fed minutes later. That'll be interesting. Let's see what that shows. But close enough, Britt. Need a task force for the intro. Neutral to hawkish. U.S. oil. Yeah, I mean, we can look at USO. It's up today, obviously, with higher oil. I mean, yeah, stop beaconing, Britt. That might be Britt's new nickname. Beaconing Britt.
Wait, didn't we just come up with another nickname for me yesterday?
What was your nickname?
What it was?
I was Shadow Trader yesterday. I don't know. I don't remember what you were. What's a great nickname for Britt, chat? Let me know. What's his nickname? We got to get you guys moving here today. What's a great nickname for Britt? I like the I always call him the beacon of dishonesty. I think that's really like, boom, beacon of dishonesty. I think it flows well.
Yeah, something like there was something somebody called me yesterday. It was like the voice man or something. I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah. Is it the voice man? What was it? It was something like that. Actually, you're right. Voice man. Yeah, I don't
even remember. Honestly, I say things and immediately forget that I said them. I don't even remember why that started happening. But
yeah, I was Bubbles. You were voice man, I think, yesterday.
Yeah. Incidentally, Bubbles was John's nickname in high school.
Yeah, yeah, Bubbles. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I might buy oil again right here on this little dip. Smaller though. We'll take half the size we were in. We're at the 200 exponential. Maybe we bounce. But
I don't mind the nickname Java Man. I wouldn't mind being Master Chief.
Yeah. And look, guys, I know Apex sale was supposed to end yesterday. When I checked their site, the 250K eval is still up. So if you look at this, legacy 250K sim funded accounts now. A 250,000 eval on Apex, $17.76 for the first month. So again, coupon code BGT will get you this discount. It's $17.76 for a 250K eval on Apex. Apparently it's still going on. I don't see any other. It was supposed to end last night. But I will pin that to the top of the chat. Remember, they are an affiliate of mine. I'm biased, but if you want to capitalize on that, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel.
I agree. It's a good link, too.
Yeah.
Very attractive link.
Yeah, I'm looking at other news. I don't see anything. Honestly, a lot of the sources I'm using are running a little bit slower today. I'm using other places to kind of get some of these news sources here. Blue Origin apparently raising $10 billion at a $130 billion pre-money valuation, according to New York Times. If you pass it, you can trade 250K. You got to pass the eval first. Yeah, I picked up a bunch yesterday, really. Because I thought the sale was ending. But yeah, rate hike odds now for next meeting. All the way back up to 33% right now. 33%.
I'm not even going to pay attention to those until we get down to the wire time-wise, because they change so much.
Yeah, I see Hormuz traffic is supposed to hold firm, according to ship tracking data. Traffic through the Strait of Hormuz remains steady despite renewed attacks and tensions. Ship tracking firm Kepler recorded 36 vessels crossing on Monday and 41 on Tuesday, roughly in line with last week's daily average. So no pullbacks in ships crossing the strait here. But again, more escalation obviously overnight with everything going on. Yeah, the NASDAQ here, I'm in oil, so yell at me if oil starts to dip. Whoa, the NASDAQ is starting to jump here. It doesn't look like this is geopolitics though. Nvidia is jumping up to 195s. MU is rebounding. Amazon might have had some news here that I saw as well. What was the news on Amazon that I just saw? It wasn't Amazon, it was Jeff Bezos related. Let me see. I just saw it. Jeff Bezos is set to contribute an additional $2 billion to the Blue Origin round, according to New York Times Deal Book. But yeah, Nvidia back up to 195s. MU and Nvidia jumping back up a little bit. Where's SpaceX right now? SpaceX is back up to 151s. Where's gold? Gold jumping back up too here. 4080s. And listen, guys, I'm going to say this once. This is our daily bat signal for the lurkers. Hit the like button, number one. If you're not going to chat, at least hit the like button. You know, you got to participate somehow here. But lurkers, I'm talking to you. You might watch the stream. We got over 1,000 people here right now. It's not even 8:30 yet. You watch the stream. You capitalize on the content. But you never say anything. And I'm just here to tell you, I appreciate it. But now's your time to show yourselves in the chat. Make yourselves known. D-lurk right now. D-lurk. I need to see a big D-lurk movement.
You guys are making John feel lonely.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. Raven, I am talking about you. Get busy, Drizzy. I'm talking about you as well, bro. Shadow Slayer says it's 1:11 p.m. Where are you from, Shadow? Goose Pimples, am I the longest lurker? You might be. I always see you when you do comment because you got that beautiful check mark. As another fellow check marked YouTube channel, I appreciate it, Goose. As long as you're not Goose from Top Gun, you know, you'll be okay here.
Yeah, things should end okay for you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna get out of my oil long here and just wait. We're kind of back and forth, but yeah. Lurking.
Raven, I like your Teen Titans name reference.
Yeah, lurking means you watch the stream but you never chat. That's a lurker. You watch the stream but you don't participate in the chat. You just kind of stay anonymous, stay hidden. Day Hustle, what's up, bro?
I believe it's pronounced participies.
That's right.
Also, I like some of the nicknames I got earlier. You know, White Lightning. Yeah. But you know, but in terms of White Lightning, if we're going with Burt Reynolds movies, I prefer Gator.
Yeah. No, great movie. I watch you every day as I'm working doing research for my channel for years now. Hey, thank you, Goose. I appreciate you, brher. I'm here. I watch you on my TV with my girl's account, so no way to comment. Sorry. Well, you're commenting right now, guide. So there is a way to comment, apparently, bro, and you're doing it right now.
Literally proving yourself wrong.
Right. You're wrong, sir. You are commenting, and I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. My ears are burning. Listen, that's what I do. I have that effect on ears, you know. I like Futures better, Flav. But everybody's different.
There's a Scrubs reference. I love Scrubs, but I'm going to go with Burt Reynolds for now.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the last name because I'm scared I'm going to get trapped into saying something I shouldn't, Curtis. But shout out to your daughter, Elizabeth. Shout out to her. But I'm not going to say the last name just in case it's a trap, which is plausible. You know, under this current world we're in, it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I comment too much. It's okay, bro. I appreciate the too much commenters. Franklin, my guy, what's up, dude? Yeah, we're here today, waking the lurkers up. You know.
And when you comment a lot, it's really just conversation.
Yeah,
you know? It's a nice. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
In the words of Martha Stewart, it's a good thing.
Okay, so we did get news 2 minutes ago, and I don't know if this is impacting things, and this might be just a republication of previous news, but a Chevron tanker was hit, struck by a drone in Novo, man, I don't even know how to pronounce this, at Novorossiysk on Monday.
Where?
Did I get that right, chat? Let me know. I might have. The vessel Yasa Polaris later departed the area. The Yasa tanker reported no visible damage, though. Also, TD Cohen cut Amazon's price target to 340 from 350 here. But we did get news again that Hormuz traffic is staying firm. 36 vessels crossing Monday, 41 Tuesday. So, yeah. Yeah, comments help. I mean, I'm Sweden and Europe.
Where do you recommend getting news from? I mean, honestly, I think you're better off just searching out your own sources that you like.
Social media. More valuable than people realize regarding news. Social media.
Much quicker.
Yeah. You get it quick. Again, Blue Origin raising 10 billion at 130 billion in valuation. So, yeah.
Dude, I want to go to Sweden.
Sweden.
Sorry, that's
dope.
just a comment up there.
No, for sure. Do me a favor, hit the like button as well, guys. I don't know how many likes we got now, but we could do better.
I haven't refreshed in a while, but I'm seeing 11. I'm sure it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, we got 216. I just refreshed.
It's a little more than 11.
Yeah, it's better than for sure. I can get annoying, dude. As an annoying guy, I'm here. You know, I understand.
Top 3 most annoying traders.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely top 3. Yeah, I don't know here. Again, more escalation overnight is not good. It's kind of reigniting the oil and inflation fears this morning. And again, this is already in a market where overnight the Kospi index dumped. SK Hynix and Samsung dumped. Kospi was halted. MU was at 900 right now. It hit 875s early this morning. I don't trade pairs, Jamal. I usually trade futures, brother. So I don't trade pairs. I think in futures you can basically get the same thing done versus Forex, but with less red tape and it's easier to do. So again, that's just me though. It's just what I'm comfortable with. Forex is virtually a similar thing. A little bit different, of course, obviously. But I prefer futures contracts. So I look at like the NQ futures contract, which did hit 29,000 and under. It hit 28,909 earlier this morning at around 4:30. So,
well,
yeah, I got out of my oil log. Looks like it was the right move. Oil is starting to fall a little bit here.
well, that's a bummer to hear, Nathan, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I don't see any news, but oil did start to dip down. It's at the volume weighted average price again. The president's schedule. I'm trying to see what's going on here. He's got a press conference at 11:15 today on the press, Eastern. So 11:15 Eastern, another press conference. It doesn't say on what it is, but just be careful. Oil is historically very cheap. Yeah, most efficient market, difficult to trade. Lurk Skywalker.
I just saw that. That was funny.
Yeah, I am in Southwest Michigan though. It's nice here. We saw a bunch of deer. All right, so oil started to dip. It's right at the 200 exponential. Or no, I'm sorry, right at the volume weighted average price. Yeah, I mean, oil is still basically at pre-conflict levels. It's a little bit higher than obviously it was last week. But it is doing better. So we'll see if it holds. But now oil has dipped under the volume weighted average price here. So Let's see what we get. But oil's still volatile this morning after that recent news. And again, the president basically said the ceasefire was over. Yeah, Tesla dipped as well for sure. But Tesla is incredibly volatile still. Look. Tesla under 400s. So let's see if it holds, but Tesla's still under 400s here. Gold and silver miners are cheap, lurking. Hey, that's all right, Chef. What's up, dude? Then he said no. Well, he didn't really say no. Sources said no. So whether you want to believe him or not, Michael Blurry short it all. I might be early, but I'm not wrong. All right, Michael Blurry. I don't know if you created that account just for me here or what, but I do love the nickname Michael Blurry. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, so they just created this today. So somebody else created this account today regarding Michael Blurry.
I would love if it was actually him. I mean, it's not, but that'd be funny.
If he kind of, you know, leaned into his nickname a little bit.
Yeah, you know.
What is the recent news? I mean, how recent are we talking? You know, yesterday evening, President said the MOU with Iran is over. That spiked oil to $74 a barrel. Gold dipped. Yield spiked. Rate hike odds for next meeting spiked. That is the big recent news that's really influencing things. Chips dumped overnight. Kospi Index, Korean Index with SK Hynix and Samsung fell and were halted. The Kospi Index was halted yesterday. Samsung dropped. SK Hynix dropped, and it's supposed to do its ADR IPO Friday. Again, Michael Burry is shorting tech right now. He's probably pretty green. Again, he got in NVIDIA at under 200s. He got in Tesla at 416s. He should be green in all of this, honestly. He got in AMAT around 730, apparently. Did he get that cheap? I'll have to fact check that. But if he got in AMAT here, that's probably his best trade by far right now. If he got in at 730, that's literally right here. I have to question if that's where he actually bought it. But AMAT 730 is right there. So if he did get in at 730, honestly, dare I say that's a great trade for AMAT. Caterpillar 1060s apparently is his entry price, and Cat is down as well. And remember, guys, his logic behind shorting Caterpillar is this. It's kind of a piggyback off of AI. So Caterpillar has run over the last 12 months, right? If you know Caterpillar, they produce equipment, like construction equipment, building equipment. And what are we building right now with AI? We're building data centers, right? So with people have correlated that, and with us building a lot of data centers and building all these things and mining and all these other things, people have correlated the, you know, relevance of Caterpillar and all this, that they might have to build more, they might have more use for their machines and all this stuff over the last 12 months. And this has pushed Caterpillar from 200s 12 months ago to almost 1100 a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago. And so Burry is basically shorting that thesis regarding Caterpillars being needed more for building data centers and stuff. So he's basically shorting it, saying if the AI sentiment pulls back, Caterpillar should pull back with it. So he's shorting Caterpillar, and if he did get in at 1060, we're at 920s for Caterpillar right now. So maybe it was a good trade. It depends on how long he's planning on holding that thing, but maybe. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen Burry buy, like announce a buy at anything. It's almost always shorts. Yeah, generators, machinery for data centers, all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we don't hear anything regarding from Iran yet. And I'm going to say yet because it's a big if, right? Like, yet. So maybe we hear some more. I don't know, bro. Maybe we do. But we got some upgrades this morning as well. Dollar Tree upgraded at Raymond James and Goldman Sachs. We got some other stuff. Oxy upgraded, which is petroleum. What else we see? Healthcare REIT upgraded at a buy. I don't see any big names here, really. Not any huge names outside of Affirm. Initiated at overweight. Yeah, I don't see any other really big names here, to be honest, in terms of upgrades and downgrades.
At Simon, Dollar Tree is doing well.
Yeah, Dollar Tree. Honestly, you guys know me. I'm a big bear in Dollar Tree. I say this, but where I am in Michigan, bro, there's like a Dollar Tree around every corner. They can't be profitable though. Now, like every time I've gone, like I actually went to a Dollar Tree for the first time in years the other day. Nobody was in there. It was a Saturday too. Nobody was in there.
Yeah, but what time of day was it?
It was the middle of the day, but
No. I mean, you never know. Like those type of chains are very regional. Like Dollar General is really big here. You know where I am.
yeah.
And
Well, they're country stores.
sometimes they're completely empty, and sometimes there's a lot of people in there. You just never know. And plus, Dollar Tree sells those delicious Michelina's pizza rolls.
Yeah.
So I hope they do well.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't necessarily think they will. I think, again, I'm giving you guys my thesis on it. I think retail has been a struggle, but maybe people start rotating into companies like Dollar Tree and rotating out of tech and into companies like Dollar Tree. It would be an obvious rotation stock short term. Again, I still think I'm bearish long term on Dollar Tree and Dollar General just because retail's in trouble. But maybe the country markets, like the country markets prop it up. I mean, it's possible for some time.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, does anybody know, is Dollar Tree a privately held company like Dollar General? Like Dollar General is still family owned, believe it or not.
I mean, they're all public. The Dollar Tree is public. Dollar General is public. DG. So they're both public companies. Does anybody feel a little bit dirty when they come out of Dollar Tree? I don't, bro. Honestly, it's really nostalgic for me. I grew up in my grandmother, my Mimi is what we called her as a Cajun, lived in a country, like a smaller country town in Louisiana. And I used to go shopping with her. I'd go to Dollar Tree and Dollar General. Maybe I would go what she referred to as the dollar store. And she would always buy me little trinkets and stuff like that. So it's very nostalgic for me to go there. I don't like being short in them, but just looking at them over a 10-year trajectory, I'm bearish on dollar stores.
Did you say trajectory?
Trajectory is what I meant.
Oh.
But yeah. I'm
not making fun of it. I thought it was a funny slip of the tongue.
Yeah.
That's all.
I think there's a difference in the dollar store today and the dollar store back then. Yeah, well, the stuff's definitely not $1 anymore, But that's how it goes. Inflation hits everybody, including the dollar store. So, again, Bezos' Blue Origin said to be raising outside funds for the first time, valuing the company at $130 billion, according to CNBC. Let's see what other news is coming out, but nothing yet. Still a little quiet for news here, but again, the news that moved oil back up here, or back down some here, is that apparently the president did not repeat criticism of Spain during NATO's leadership summit. He did not repeat termination language of the interim deal with Iran during the NATO summit. Did not mention Greenland during the NATO summit. And so people are interpreting this as better, but lower oil, but we'll see. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not mad at you if you do the dollar store. Live your life, Shop there.
A little bit of advice: check the expiration dates, because a lot of their stuff is cheaper because it is a little older.
Yeah, some of their stuff sits, I'm sure,
Yeah. I mean, I don't personally care. I buy stuff from the dollar store all the time.
Yeah. Brit attacking the dollar store right now.
Absolutely. Waging war on the dollar store.
Yeah. I knew you would. Yeah. I'm looking at Caterpillar. I'm still watching MU though. Does MU close over 900 today, y'all? Do y'all think? The 200 exponential on the VWAP's right around 900 for MU, right around here. Good thing I got out of that oil long though. Go to Walmart. Yeah. Well, I think no matter which way you look, it depends on, like, where I am in Michigan. There's not a Walmart anywhere close, and the Walmart that is close, I don't want to go to. If you guys know Michigan, the one close to me is Benton Harbor, which is kind of sketchy. I don't really necessarily want. I've been there once before. So
a little bit janky.
Yeah. 700s? No, MU's not closing at 700s. It's at 900s now. I mean, but yeah, I mean,
We're good.
No, you go ahead.
Yours was probably more relevant.
All I was going to say is, the question is, was Michael Burry correct about his shorts? I've said this many times today, but I think that's a big question. NVIDIA also red on the day. So we have some pullbacks in chips. John, I can't interact this much. I'm cooking my dinner while listening to your stream. I feel like that's a trap for Brit, but that's okay. You know, let your food cool in chat. Yeah, yeah. Did somebody say meatballs? Tech results are coming. Yeah, we'll see what earnings do. Earnings season is coming up. When's the next earnings season? All right, so next earnings season, I believe it's mid-July. I think it's like July. Okay, so we do have Pepsi earnings on the 9th. I think most of this, Delta Airlines on Friday. I think it's going to be next week for some earnings. Let me see. Or maybe the week after. Yeah, so next Tuesday, we get big bank earnings in the morning. This is also CPI inflation day to day. So we get Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Fastenal, and more. Usually when earnings season really takes off, it starts with banks. Okay, so we get bank earnings first, and that is Tuesday the 14th. So Tuesday the 14th, again, that's also CPI day, CPI inflation data also. So that might be a really volatile day. Next week on the 14th, that might be a really volatile day to pay attention to. Wednesday, we get Progressive, ASML, BlackRock, Elevance, Johnson & Johnson, Morgan Stanley. In the evening, we get UAL. Thursday, we get United Health and some other banks. We get Netflix Thursday the 16th, so next Thursday. And then I believe the following week is when we're going to get the big boys, or at least some of the big boys here. I'm looking at this now. Maybe not. Wednesday, AT&T. Okay, yeah, we get Tesla earnings Wednesday, July 22nd. ServiceNow, IBM, and more the 22nd, the Wednesday afterwards. And then Thursday, we get Intel. So we get some big ones. It looks like most of the big ones will probably be the week after that. At the end of July is when most of the big boys are going to be posting. TSM, certainly one of the big boys. Yeah, for sure. Hey, what's up, Swiss? Netflix is going to pop soon. John, your thesis, please. Is the S&P going to go to 8,000 by the end of 26 or before then? I mean, there's a lot of variables to influence that, but I am going to say before then, probably. I'm assuming we're going to end higher than where we are now. We could enter a bear market. Honestly, it genuinely depends on the Middle East stuff right now. So it genuinely depends on the Middle East stuff. So if the Middle Eastern situation gets worse, oil continues to spike back up, we start getting like rate hike chances, those are situations where the market's not going to like it and maybe continue its correction. And that's possible. We continue to see chip volatility and chip pullbacks here, unless this is just a blip in chips. Yeah, but I mean, if market goes back to business as usual, escalations settle, I think we're going to break 8,000 before the end of the year, but who knows? It's certainly up in the air right now, considering everything going on. It depends on chips, depends on memory plays, depends on Kospi, SK Hynix, Samsung, MU, Nvidia obviously needs to pick up some steam. So I think there's a greater chance that we do, just because the market generally moves up over time, but it's certainly not certain, if that makes sense. So. Hey, thank you, Swiss. Appreciate the love. Best morning show and host out there. Hey, thank you, my friend. Yeah, who cares about Brit? I'm the best host ever.
It's true.
Yeah, look.
I agree. I hate that. I strongly dislike that guy, Brit.
Yeah, that's why I hired him, is to make myself look good. Because if there's anybody I look good, heel. Yeah, if there's anybody I look good talking next to, it's Brit. Definitely Brit.
Oh yeah.
I'm just joking, honestly. I think the chat loves Brit.
The guy is totally ineloquent. What'd you say?
I said I think the chat loves Brit. Honestly.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Brit loves the chat. At least that's what I've heard from him.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he loves the chat. We all
also, it's a little weird speaking in the third person.
Yeah, we always got to hate the chat every now and then. Keep them in line.
Yeah.
Does the S&P close over 8,000 this year, guys? What do you guys think? Oil's still falling a little bit here. NASDAQ still trying to get up there. If we can dip back down to 29,000, I might buy it. But I also think if we get under the 200 exponential in the NASDAQ right here, under 2980, we might look like a short-term head and shoulders kind of event. So I am watching for that. I will short, I guess, if we get under the 200 exponential. At the very least, maybe down to like 29, and then we'll see what we do. So again, does the S&P close over 8K this year? Larkin, what's up, AV? S&P to 8K before the year end, in my opinion. Yeah, that's my base case as well, but it's certainly not like absolute. Brit's the voice, you know, the voice of his generation is who Brit is.
Yeah.
Voice man.
Like
There was
Carson
another
Daly,
name.
you know?
Yeah, that's right. Carson Daly, TRL. No, there was another name. It wasn't Voice Man.
I know it was something else. I mean, like that was something that was mentioned, but
Oh,
it
dude,
bothered me too because I liked it, whatever it was.
Yeah, it wasn't Voice Man. It was more eloquent than that, I would say. It was more mysterious than that.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like that yesterday. 9,500 plus. I don't know if we go that high. We'll see. We'd have to get a run back in tech and everything.
Also, thanks for the love, guys. You know, I appreciate it. And you're right, Suleiman. I do know probably as much about the market as you, if you know nothing.
Yeah.
Or next to nothing. I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah, but you know. Break the ghost.
I'm on the lower end of educated in terms of the market.
Yeah. Was it Ghost Man? No.
I don't know.
Look, there's a great movie about lions. It's called The Ghost and the Darkness. That could be Brit and I right now. I'm the darkness for sure if you look at me here. Hey, I'm in the shadows. Like I said, I'm in a gangland documentary right now, you know, with anonymity. Brit can be the ghost. I can be the darkness.
Can be the ghost.
Yeah.
Awesome name, you know. I guess I'm just going to have to go back and watch the entire stream from yesterday to find out what the nickname was.
We could. Somebody said it was only Ghost. It was only a Voice Man.
It might have been.
Yeah. Sounds like that's Always Sunny play.
I think what's bothering me more is I don't remember the context. But what were you gonna mention the Nightman?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Dayman. You know.
Dayman, fighter of the Nightman.
Yeah, that's right. Dayman's my arch nemesis here. But again, the president stunned the world today. He basically said the MOU is over. Again, I'll post it again because I think it's an interesting quote here. So, and that's what we do here today. So we'll post it again. But the president said this. Guys, the president did say this yesterday. Let's talk about it. Let's look at it. The president said, let me get past this. Here's the president's quotes. You want to know the market today? Where is it? There. No, that's not it. Oh, dude, I gotta find it again. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is the president. All right.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them there.
All right, he said this, and then he said this.
As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Regarding the MOU, the ceasefire, that is the news impacting markets today. Oil is jumping to $73, $74 a barrel. Nobody listens to me. What's up, Max? What did you say? What did we not listen to? I think it's over. John, what's with the black lighting? Bro, I can't help it. There's no lights in here that I know how to use, at least. There might be lights. I just don't know how to use them.
Well, it turns out John's actually Nosferatu, so he doesn't like daylight.
No. Yeah, I gotta hide from it. I might, you know, maybe I'm like Daredevil, and I see better in the dark, guys. Did you ever think about that?
You're the man without fear.
Right. All right, so again, we got that news where Trump said the MOU was over. And this is basically just to show you the full context of that quote. 3 commercial vessels were hit in the Strait of Hormuz, and then the U.S. did retaliatory strikes. So fear and escalation is back on. Oil is back up. NASDAQ is back down. Chips are down as well. SpaceX, we can take a look at SpaceX here. SpaceX is back up to 150s, but it did have a pretty bleak day yesterday as well. You can see how much SpaceX fell yesterday. So it's still falling, trying to hold. But 150 seems to be a psychological level we can pay attention to. Try clapping to see if the lights come on. Nope. Worth a shot, I guess. You know, I don't know if we're sophisticated enough to have clappers here, but I would love if the lights came on. It would have been a funny moment.
I just love that technology has been around since the 70s.
That's a great technology.
Or maybe 60s.
Genius idea. Genius idea.
I'm not sure why they're not more prevalent, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. SpaceX will buy near 125s. Where will you buy SpaceX, guys? Where are you interested in buying SpaceX? Again, it's at 150 basically right now. So it's right around 150s. Closing the curtain. I tried, dude. It doesn't really do too much either way. Yeah, so it's the FOMC minutes day today. We do have the FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. we have the FOMC minutes Eastern time. $80 SpaceX buy 60, 110s, 120s, 65s, 150s. At 20, I will buy it. Is it really genius? What if you did something else which sounds like clapping and it turns on, you know, when it's not supposed to? Yeah, but how many things sound like true claps? Not that many. So.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, SpaceX unprofitable. Yeah, it is. It's at 151s. Don't want to be a bear, in my opinion, but SpaceX to 130. Yeah. We'll see what it does long term, though. There's nothing good coming to SpaceX. Any news at 10:30 today? Yeah, we do have some energy news at 10:30. Specifically, we have crude oil inventories coming out at 10:30 this morning. Yeah, Pew. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I guess you're not wrong. Do we really know if John is speaking if we can't see his lips move? Yeah, I decided to switch myself with AI today, guys, and that's why we're dark in here, you know.
He's saving on animation costs.
Yeah, you know? I'm applying for a gangland documentary here, and so I've got to put the, you know, the vibe in here. I'm mystery man today, guys, right? I'm darkness. Brit's ghost, and I'm the darkness. Yeah, I'm the new boss here. Yeah, I'm the new mafia boss. This is why I'm like this today. I felt like it gave the mafia vibe. That's me today, guys. Cheers to you guys.
Yeah, it's Don John. You know, hey.
You know, hello.
It's not a great Marlon Brando, but it's all right.
Yeah. Dr. Claw. Yeah. SpaceX institutionally owned at 135. John Wick today. Yeah. Don't touch my dog, bro. Don't touch my dog. All right, let's see any news. I don't see anything. I see ATHA Energy makes major new discovery regarding uranium. Don John, that's it. If y'all don't refer to me as Don, I don't respond. All right. Yeah. You better put the Don in front of my name, or I don't even hear it. Cartel Mafia.
I just can't stop hearing Godfather. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, that's me today, apparently. I don't know what to do here. I gotta figure out I'm not leaving this room. You know, historically, when I went to Michigan, I streamed outside on the patio, and it was really hot. It's nice and cool in here. I'm not leaving. I'm not freaking leaving. So, deal with it.
I got bit by mosquitoes, too, huh?
Yeah. They're out here today, too.
They pretty much don't bite me. Maybe it's a blood type thing.
Yeah, you don't taste good, Britt, I'd say. Yeah.
I guess not, at least not to mosquitoes, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Honestly, I'm really tempted in buying oil again, though. Is this wrong? Like, am I stubborn today, buying oil? We'll buy it in the eval account and kind of swing for the fences in this thing. We got 15 contracts here. Let's see what happens. And 15 contracts. Again, remember, the Apex sale apparently is still going on. At least it's on their site. Actually, let me try to buy one right now to make sure it's still working here. But you can get a 250K eval for $17.76 as of now here. Code BGT will get you that. I'm pretty sure it's letting me do it. Yeah, under $20. But after taxes and everything. Pay now. Oh yeah, we're in here. 250K eval. Yeah, it worked. So you can buy it right now still. They're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased, but code BGT will get you that discount, guys. Check it out.
Great discount. Some people say the best discount.
Yeah, I went to Chicago. As I do this, we're now dipping down here. Again, this is an eval, so we can take a little bit of crazy risk. But look at oil still fall. Again, Broadcom moving. Again, Trump said the ceasefire is, quote, over. I think the U.S. has wasted a lot of time. He says, I do not want to deal with them. Apple is going to increase spending with Broadcom to produce more than 15 billion U.S. chips. ExxonMobil is higher on higher gas prices and more. So I don't know. It doesn't really have a timer now for the Apex sale, but apparently it's still here. Again, we can kind of swing, but you can pass these in one day as well. So we're going to take a crazy oil trade here just to give the stream something to make fun of if we're wrong. I think you are stubborn with gold. Mainstream media is reporting that the president didn't repeat the things he said before. Yeah, but what I've always wondered about this quote is, if he said it once, does he need to repeat it? Like, him repeating it does not seem like as big of a catalyst as you might think here. Like, if he said it once, just because he didn't repeat it again, I don't see the de-escalation in that.
I was about to say, not repeating it is not the same thing as backtracking.
Right, exactly. Right? Like, I don't see the de-escalation necessarily in that. And so now it's always possible we get more quotes, more verbiage coming out from him regarding this that negatively influences oil. It's certainly possible. I mean, and he might try to damage control it a little bit with a quote like that. I don't think that quote is outside the realm of possibility here, especially in the current markets over the last 3 months regarding quotes and tweets and moves in oil and verbiage with geopolitics. But and again, this is all close to sources, or this is all according to sources here, so it doesn't necessarily mean anything, I think. Not yet. So we'll see. Again, I did a poll. Will oil be higher? 63% think oil is going to be higher today as well. So
I think all of you could be right or wrong.
Yeah. Dodd Wad. What's up, Pod? Dodd Wad, I like it. I like it.
Don Juan Delanucci,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's me. All right.
Also, thanks, P. Morton. I've made like 10 shadow references since I've started coming on here, and nobody has... Well, nobody's remarked on them, at least. I'm not going to say nobody got them.
Yeah. NASDAQ near 29,200s here. Yeah, it was at under 29s for a little while, which I think is a big... It's a decent pullback. Let's look at the percentages in indices right now relative to their all-time highs here. So we are green so far in this oil trade. We'll see what happens. But again, oil... Here's the NASDAQ. So relative to all-time highs in the NASDAQ, NASDAQ hit almost 30,000s here. So we'll call it 30,975. And now it's all the way down to 29,180s. We'll call it 29,180. All right, so the NASDAQ is now down almost 6% from all-time highs. The S&P, which we were talking about maybe hitting over 8,000 this year, was at 76.48. We're now at 7,500s here. S&P's down 2%. The Dow has been breaking all-time highs. Boomers, yes. Did he say the Dow? I did say the Dow here. Also, look at this trade. So we are now very green in our oil trade. I'm going to go ahead and capitalize on this. We're up 500 here. Let's take off. Take some more off. Take some more off. And we'll sit on the rest here. But oil is starting to jump. President says he will return back to the U.S. via UK to display the new Air Force One to troops. We'll hold 10 left here just to capitalize on this, and we will cut this about halfway down now.
I bet the new Air Force One is wild.
Yeah, I'm gonna set a stop loss here. So we're gonna make money on this trade no matter what, and we'll see if oil continues to bounce. But that way, no matter what, we're gonna make money on this trade. Yeah, boomers, I said the Dow. That's right. Did you hear me? The Dow broke all-time highs a couple different times over the last few days. Hit 53,650s yesterday. Rotation out of tech into the Dow is what this is. Again, NASDAQ, S&P more tech-heavy. NASDAQ's the most tech-heavy. End of day, oil will close at 75. It's definitely possible. So we'll see. It's definitely possible. Why in the dark today? Because I was born in the darkness, you know. I don't understand the news. Are they saying what he said in the morning doesn't hold? Yeah, I mean, they're trying to. And that's what I was saying. Like, look, if the president doesn't reiterate what he said originally, I mean, he might not. He might say it once. And then, honestly, realistically, if we're looking at it objectively, he might have said it and then realized the negative market, reactions that we got from him basically saying the ceasefire is over, the MOU is over. And so he might say it, recognize the negative responses, and then not restate it again. It doesn't necessarily mean a full pullback from what he said. It just means he didn't restate it, is the language I'm seeing here. But it is, this is all according to sources. I believe specifically Reuters is the one said this, is the one that said it. So who knows what that means? We did see lower oil prices on that quote, but at the same time, all right, okay, wait, my stop loss was only 2 apparently. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me cut a little bit more here. We're still green on the rest, but I'm just gonna get out here green. So we're green in that oil trade. Here's the Dow. Dow even down on the day here. This is the volume weighted average price, so we'll see what happens there. But we did make money. Besson give him a call. Darth Vader, Batwoman, Vampire, Tax Heavy, all-time highs incoming. He said it's because his buddy's got an oil trade. Shadow, yeah. But again, this is after reports. Again, overnight, 3 vessels were hit, commercial vessels. Retaliatory strikes by the U.S. The president said Iran ceasefire is over. Quote, I think. He said the U.S. has, quote, wasted a lot of time. I do not want to deal with them, and more. So that is why oil has jumped up. Oil was under 70s earlier in the week. It's now at 73.30s, hit 75s plus this morning. So yeah, what's up, Rising Sun? I'm trading futures, Jamal, which is like, again, they created futures back in the day. I always try to explain this to people, but they created futures. Farmers originally did it because they would grow crops, but there was a lag. So by the time it came to yield those crops, the prices had fluctuated so much in which they were hard. It was hard to find profits and really plan for the future. And so what they started doing, and this is how the futures market was created, what they started doing is they started selling future contracts, locking in the price that they would yield from their crops, and they called them futures because they were betting on the future price of commodities. They would sell it to speculative investors, and eventually that market has grown to where you can now trade indices, S&P, NASDAQ. We're supposed to get single stock futures sometime this summer. Let me Google this. I haven't heard anything from them around
cool. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, that's how the futures market was created. But now you can basically trade the QQQ or the SPY in futures. And it's very similar to day trading stocks in that way. But single stock futures, we're supposed to be getting them sometime this summer. They said this in February that we'd probably have them by summer. Nothing yet, though. The last news we got from this was February, I believe. Oh, yes, dude. Okay. This is AI. So, single stock futures apparently are coming July 27th. All right, so the CME Group will officially launch single stock futures on July 27th, pending regulatory review. The rollout includes 55 standard contracts, 22 micro size, for over 50 leading U.S. equities like Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla. So we will get to trade stocks, basically, in futures starting starting July 27th. So in a couple weeks here, guys. I'm pretty freaking excited for this. I would love to be able to trade Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, more single stock futures. So I didn't realize it was coming that soon. I've been checking this once a week, but this must have come back earlier. I'm excited. Yeah, so July 27th is pending regulatory approval here. Again, I'm in a gangland documentary. That's why you can't see me right now. Yeah, we'll go back to quad witching. So for the last few years, we've had triple witching, which is all major contract types, right? This includes index options like S&P options, NASDAQ options, Dow options. It includes index futures like S&P futures, Dow futures, NASDAQ futures, and single stock options like Apple options, Amazon options, and more. Once we get single stock futures back, it will go back to quad witching. So it'll also include single stock futures now. So yeah. Dollar Tree futures. Hey, good luck. Yeah, FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. today. We'll see what we get, dude. We'll see what we get. I'm kind of excited for it, but It's Warsh's first. He's been a little critical of forward guidance, so I don't know how much we're going to get today, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, as somebody that covers finance media, I did like Jerome Powell's big, you know, like I liked how he covered things. He was pretty in depth, gave a lot of future guidance. It gave me more to cover for selfish reasons. I like how Jerome Powell did it, but yeah, no weekend closure. So yeah, we're gonna see how stocks react over the weekend now with single stock futures, since futures, you know, move. Yeah, for sure, Bali. It'll be nice for props. I'm assuming they're gonna like, you know, allow trading of them. You know, I'm assuming. John started using the camera he bought on Temu. No, it's just I'm traveling right now. I'm in Southwest Michigan. So yeah, I mean my camera. There's no light in here, or there's might be yeah. So we got birds in the background. I've seen a lot of deer out here. All right, guys, it's almost 9 o'clock. We'll see what kind of movement we get at 9 a.m., but it's almost 9 o'clock right now. Gold short? Yeah, I mean, I'm watching all this stuff. Again, more tensions overnight. Gold did fade a lot with higher yields, but settled back and down a little bit. 10-year yields are over 4.5% though. So 10 years are actually playing out pretty good. They're up a little bit on the day as well. FOMC minutes, 2 p.m. Eastern time. But again, Michael Burry at this point was right about a lot of stuff. Nvidia, he got in at 198, so that's probably one of the flat ones. Tesla, he got in at 416s. He's green on that one today. AMAT, if he got in at 730s, that's a great trade. It's at 500s now. Caterpillar at 1060s. Sox at 640s. Where's Sox at today? Yeah, so a lot of these, Burry's up in a lot of these. It depends on how long. The only problem I'm assuming with Burry is that Burry's going to hold on to some of these, maybe too long. But I think patience is key here. They say he got in MU at 1050s. So he got in way up here for MU. It's starting to rebound though back. 913s for MU today, so MU is popping back up. Ring lights are under 30 on Amazon. I know, bro, I know. But I'm going back home in a week or so, so we'll be all right. Yeah, was Burry correct, guys? Again, let me know in chat right now. Was Burry right?
I don't know, but I think he should start a birria taco chain called Burrias.
I like it. I like it. I'd buy them. I love birria tacos. All right, so
Me too.
Look, we're seeing a little bit of wiggling here in the NASDAQ real quick. Look at this wiggle in the NASDAQ. I don't know if this is news, but look at this drop in the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ's falling slightly here. It's a big candle, but it doesn't necessarily mean news, but we'll check. Okay, wait, is the president speaking? Look at this drop. Okay, the president on the war in Ukraine said this is not the end. That might be negatively impacting things. Is oil jumping up here? Yep, oil's jumping, NASDAQ's falling. It could be the Ukraine quote. It's the first one I'm seeing pop up right now. Let me see if he's still speaking. Let's make sure. Yeah, I don't see him speaking anywhere where I could watch it necessarily. But yeah, look at these drops. Okay, so yeah, the president said they hit Iran hard last night and will likely go again today. So that is the news.
Yeah, I saw something like there was something like 80 separate offensive maneuvers.
Yeah. So that's what's going on right now. Again, president said strikes were hard yesterday and we're hitting them again today, he said. So that is the news negatively impacting the NASDAQ, spiking the price of oil right now. So look at oil jump up a little bit on this news. Oil's up to 73.60s right now. Not a huge jump, but it's something.
The thing is, you can do these things. You don't have to talk about them. Not you. I'm talking about, just in general. And I'm not even specifically talking about him. Just
walk quietly and carry a big stick.
Yeah, just at presidential administrations in general. Like, I don't know why everybody feels the need to talk about everything that they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, he did announce it. He said, you know, U.S. will probably strike again tonight. So that is the news negatively impacting markets, spiking oil. So we'll see what happens here on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ has pulled back on this news here. Look at the NASDAQ fall. Yep. Yeah, so that's the news moving things here. Oh, NASDAQ dipping down. Hey, what's up, grifters? I see you guys tuning in. I see you guys. I know. I can feel it. You know?
Grifters, drifters, and lurkers, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, the grifters are here. You know, the grifters are here. Y'all show up when we get big moves in markets from news. You're welcome here, guys. At least subscribe. You know, hit the notification bell. At the very least, you know, that's one of the least things you can do. In fact, let me put the subscriber thing back on. But here's the 9 a.m. scrum. Again, the president said we're going to strike Iran again tonight. That is what's spiking oil and making the NASDAQ move down here. So, yeah, that's what's going on here. But, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, so we did put the thing up. Let me test it here real quick. Okay, there we go. It is up. Y'all hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. 9 a.m. scrum is here as well. There's 9 o'clock right now. Let's see how markets move here. Hey. Shout out to all the subs.
Thanks for the subs, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so again, we are at 170s here. 170s. No, I mean, this has nothing to do with charts. This is after the president said that more strikes would happen tonight. U.S. used cars prices month over month are up 0.1%. Previous was 0.3%. So used cars prices are down a little bit as well. Definitely not financial advice, bro. But yeah, more escalation. This is why I wanted the long oil, is because I assumed we were going to get something like this. But, you know, I still think we're probably below where some of my entries long in oil were. Maybe I should have taken a much smaller trade. But look at the NASDAQ dip and oil continue to spike here. We're at 150s right now, 150s. Yeah, president's speaking in a couple times today. So we'll see what we get, but put our timer up for the opening bell here. Fed minutes report again at 2 p.m. today. That might also influence things. But look at oil jump. It's at 74 or 73.80s again. Just got to watch news closely today. JP Morgan Chase is setting its sights on a small company deals for its next leg of growth and investment banking, according to the Wall Street Journal. I'm still watching for presidential quotes coming through the wire here. Trump says Zelensky has been very effective in the conflict, states that the focus is on nuclear rather than regime, says he may strike Iran again, and more. But there's the 9 o'clock movement here. We did also reject right at the volume-weighted average price on the NASDAQ. There's MU. Buy or sell MU right now? I think MU is interesting. Buy or sell MU? Gonna be a crap day. You know, it's definitely could be a volatile day. It's volatile for sure. Mark London higher low way for the sweep. Yeah. I know a lot of people trade those. Sell? So again, buy or sell, chat? What do you guys think right now? MU specifically. Sell. Most people say it's sell. DRAM in general. Yeah, I mean, SanDisk is down probably. If you look at SanDisk, it's fallen all the way to 1500s. Another sell-off incoming. Sell. MU is a buy. Yeah, we'll see. It's definitely a volatile morning so far. SK Hynix on Friday. Yeah, so the SK Hynix ADR IPO is on Friday. So that'll give us more insight into what happens with chips as well. I'm actually excited for that news. So, still hiding away. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, brother? And it's a buy. Yeah, NASDAQ is now rebounding back up, though, on the market on open data here. So we're back up. Tesla, again, has shifted to a leaner staffing strategy for its robotaxi service launching in Miami with fewer personnel and no safety monitors and passenger seats, according to the information. Also, the IMF apparently lowered the 26 global growth forecast to 3% in April. It was 3.1%. They raised 27 growth forecasts, though, to 3.4%, according to the IMF. So, a little bit worse outlook there, but... lower growth forecast now. Oh, I don't think we're in sub-only mode. Let me throw us in sub-only mode real quick. We'll see what the opening bell brings us today. But more tech fears, more oil fears is really what this is. Let's see if we dip now. I don't mind, like, pattern-wise, I don't hate a dip at 175, but I don't know how much meat on the move there is. But I don't hate a dip at 175 on the NASDAQ. Coffee cups. My money is just lurking at the market. Still hiding away, John. Fourth celebration was good. It was good. We did some artillery shells. Yeah, I'm streaming FOMC minutes. Oh, we're definitely streaming.
Prove it, John.
Yeah, well, we're doing it. Be ready. It's Warsh's first FOMC minute, so of course we're streaming it. All right, here's that 175 pullback here. The only problem is that anything could change this right now, realistically. Like, anything could change this. Back and forth tweets. Oil back up to $74 a barrel. Bull or bear on Fed minutes? What do you guys think? Bull or bear? Ultra bullish.
Bull, probably.
Team bull for FOMC minutes. Again, it's Warsh's first one, so I do expect Warsh to have a dovish bias. It's not just Warsh though with the Fed minutes, but I do believe Warsh to have a dovish bias. We'll see though. It's definitely not. It's definitely up in the air. Super bullish, bullish forever. FOMC nothing. Burger bear. Yeah, but it's Warsh's first one. So this is his first one. So we'll see Mia. All right, there's the NASDAQ. Hold on. Oil's now, or the NASDAQ is now dropping more here, guys. Look at the NASDAQ dip. Is oil jumping? So the NASDAQ just fell more here. Oil jumped a little bit. I don't know if it necessarily has to be news, though. But look at the NASDAQ fall. Could just be. Look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ with a decent-sized red candle here. Doesn't have to be a catalyst, but it looks a little wiggly and quick moving. Macron states that Iran's attacks break the ceasefire agreement. Again, he announced that Iran has been defeated. So I don't know how to interpret this.
Macron said that?
Yeah, Macron said just now. Macron said that the attacks break the ceasefire agreement. We already kind of got news. Again, I'm going to play this again, guys, just so y'all hear it. This is the president.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them.
And then he said this at the end.
As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Yeah, so Macron basically kind of reiterating that a little bit here. Bear will be dovish. Bear, bullish. Markets always test the new Fed chair. Bear. Yeah, so we just covered that, Ski Bum. We'll see, though. We'll see if we keep pushing down here on the NASDAQ and spiking on oil. Look at oil. Oil is now up to 75.10s for WTI crude. Let's look at Bitcoin. Somebody's talking smack about Bitcoin in the chat, so let's look at it. Bitcoin falling on this news. This is making yields jump is really what this is probably going to do. So if we look at yields and oil move in a positive correlation. If we look at 2-year treasuries regarding yields, they're up to 4.2% 10-year up to 4.5%. But yeah, this is making yields jump up a little bit on Macron's quotes. Look at yields jump. They're already elevated here after more strikes and more escalation news. You can see the escalating news and yields making gold go down, yields go up, inflation worries, rate hike odds increased. And let's see what they are now regarding rate hikes. But yields are jumping up. Rate hike odds now a little down though. They're at 20. They're about 29% right now. So nothing is over. Look at strategy. Where is strategy? I'm assuming strategy is down today. Yeah, it's down at 93s. It was over 100 yesterday. Stretch still sitting at 85s right now, decoupled from 100 where it's supposed to be. And yeah, we got 20 minutes until the opening bell. We'll see what we get, but it's an interesting day. Look at strategy. It's always... So there is an agreement. I mean, kind of. Is the ceasefire over? Chat. What do you guys think? Put yes or no. Is the ceasefire over? Also, where are you guys watching from today? Let me know where you guys are from this morning. Let's hear about it. I am from nice and cool Southwest Michigan. The birds are here. I don't know if y'all can hear them as much. They're a little bit more quiet today. But Singapore, Florida, Dubai, office, Germany, Minneapolis, England, Singapore, Saginaw, Michigan, Nepal, Hormuz, Finland, Indianapolis, Philly, Colorado, Quebec, Baton Rouge. Hey, learn and enjoy. My friend, my guy. Go Tigers. You know. I took a 25K eval on Apex and made $300 in a single trade. Should I stop? Should I stop? Stop. I said stop. Should I stop for the day? That's on you, brother. You can pass it in one day. Depends on if you're willing to lose it, though, because, you know, obviously more risks. Belgium, India, Czech, Dubai, Algeria, Philippines, Ohio, Colorado, Kenya. Hey, thank you, Igor. I appreciate it. Spade.
Single and looking.
We are known around the world here. You know, if there was anything they called me, it was Worldly John, you know. The spokesperson of a generation of worldwide viewers is, I'm pretty sure what they call me. Probably they call me that, you know.
John was actually the inspiration for Around the World in 80 Days.
That's right. That was me, you know. That was me because apparently I'm a vampire today, you know.
Apparently you wear many hats.
Yeah. Had a lot of nicknames apparently too.
No.
All right, guys. Here's MU. MU at 904s right now. Oil up to 74s. Hey, Long Island. What's up? Thailand, Jordan, Kentucky.
Be back in a second.
All right. Yeah. So now that Brit is gone, I mean, dang, what a jerk Brit is. You know, what a jerk. You know, nobody likes him. He keeps showing up to the stream anyway. And just what a terrible person Brit is, you know. California, Haiti, Indonesia, John Shadow, Dollar Tree, California, Portugal. What's up, my friends? Again, the president says he does not know if we will have an Iran deal, adding that we may have to do it without an Iran deal. Okay, so that is recent news that posted here. Look, I'll post this up in chat right now. Look, so this is some other recent quotes by the president. He doesn't know if we'll have an Iran deal. Look, this is the news that might be moving things. He doesn't know if we're going to have an Iran deal, apparently. I agree, but don't tell him he's not ready. Baltimore. What's up, Fibby, my guy? Fibby, I still got to get you on stream, dude. I'm sorry, bro. It's honestly been so hectic, dude. It's been so hectic, bro. I know it seems like I'm flaking on you, but I'm not. I'm not, my friend. I appreciate you, you know, hanging out here, really. Toronto. Yeah, it's looking like we might not get a deal done. But look at oil. So oil is still falling here. So let me look at some of these recent quotes. Look at oil fall. Macron will talk about support. Macron calls U.S. troops deployment in Europe legitimate. President's going to hold a discussion with Putin today. Said will provide security guarantees. The IMF did warn 2 minutes ago that an increase in Middle East tensions poses a significant risk to the worldwide economy. But look at oil fall. So oil's dipping a little bit now. Yeah, he said it's not about regime change. Interesting. Look at oil dip. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the news we have. If you look on this side right here, you can see the news. IRGC will wait. Yeah, he's talking about denuclearization. Subscribed already, sir. One last question for today is that kindly mention the name of the app you are using for trading. This is TOS right here that I'm looking at. TOS is what I learned on. So this is Thinkorswim. It's Schwab. But I also use Tradeovate. When I day trade futures, I use Tradeovate. So I use Tradeovate and Thinkorswim. TOS. Yeah, we could look at oil here, but oil did fall a little bit. Under 74s. We're right at the volume weighted average price. Right around the 200 exponential as well. Yeah, I gotta delete that comment, bro. I'm still checking recent news, but yields have spiked. Oil has spiked overnight after more strikes happened. The president's not saying optimistic things either necessarily regarding the deal with Iran not going through. Gold didn't react. Yeah, I mean, gold's down on higher yields. Again, I try to let people understand the correlations here. Higher yields means less people buy gold because more people buy bonds. It also strengthens the dollar here. So if you look at the Dixie's green on the day. Yields are up. Oil's higher. Inflation risks are here. Rate hike odds have gone up. Yeah, the crypto's not going to like this either. It's the same reason gold is down. Bitcoin, US dollar's down. Because of higher yields, more inflation fears, less rate cut odds, higher rate hike odds. More inflation risks is what this is. So no advice here, Igor. I definitely don't give advice. Too much risk to go long gold before the Fed minutes report. Yeah, if the Fed minutes report moves gold, it could. Anything hawkish is going to be bad for gold. Anything dovish is going to be good for gold generally. So we'll see what the Fed minutes. We'll stream the entire thing live. We'll see what it's got to say. All right, guys, 14 minutes until the opening bell here. 14 minutes.
All right, I'm back.
All right, everybody, let's stop talking bad about Brit here. You know?
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I talk bad about me all the time. Yeah. It's called self-deprecation.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't sue me. I'm not an investment professional, guys. That's basically what I'm saying. We don't give out financial advice. Nothing here is financial advice. And if you copy a channel called Beginner Trading, I would say it's your fault if you lose. If you lose, that's not my fault. All right? Definitely don't copy me. You might lose. And don't sue me. You're not going to win. I will lawyer up real quick. Real quick. Looks like another bearish day. Yeah, it's definitely like a fear-driven day here. Oil spiking. NASDAQ falling. Memory falling. Kospi Index. SK Hynix. Samsung dipped overnight in the Korean markets. MU, SanDisk are down today in U.S. markets. Even chips are down. Like Nvidia is moving back up, but it is red on the day here. So heading into the opening bell. SpaceX still sitting around 150s. Yeah. All bad news. Yeah, not much good news today. We did get news. We got news that... Okay, let me recap the last, 2 hours. overnight, we got news that more strikes happened in Iran. This spiked oil prices. The president said the MOU, or the ceasefire, is essentially over. And then we got other news from quote-unquote sources that said that essentially the president did not repeat the MOU being over statement that he said earlier, right? And just because he didn't repeat it does not necessarily mean he didn't say the original one. I don't know if we need a repetition of that in order to see that the ceasefire is over. We had Macron basically say the same thing. It looks like the ceasefire is over. And then the president also recently, like very recently, said some quotes regarding we might not get a deal at all with Iran and might have to do it another way, is essentially what he said here, right? He said the focus is on denuclearization. But that is basically the news moving oil today. Oil's back up to 74s. NASDAQ is down on the day. S&P's down on the day. Dow's down on the day. Most things are down on the day, really, unless we're talking oil. Gold is down on higher yields. Yields have spiked up. Silver's down on yields. Bitcoin's down on yields spiking. The dollar is up on all this stuff because in order to buy bonds and capitalize on those higher yields, you got to use what? You got to use the US dollar. So that is the market right now. That is the market right now. Are y'all red or green on the day right now? I think I'm green, actually, believe it or not. Even though I've been long in oil, I am green on the day. But that is the news today, guys. And now we are heading into the opening bell in 11 minutes. In 6 minutes, we have the market on open data, which could move things. And we'll see which way the market brings us. Green. We are almost flat on the NASDAQ. I mean, almost is the key word there. I mean, the previous closing price on the NQ is about 420. We're at 215s right now. So, very green. Green, nice gaming. Green short scalping gold in the US dollar. Hey, nice. Good luck today. It's definitely a little whippy, so y'all be careful. Risk management's important today, guys. Oil back up to 74s right now. Look at oil. Very green day. Yeah. The really bad tweet, which I'm surprised, not tweet, the really bad quote from the president, in my opinion, was that we might not get a deal at all. That's not just escalation. That is, looking like maybe we don't get it. Maybe we don't get a deal at all. And I'm surprised, honestly, markets haven't reacted more to that specific quote by the president. He did say the MOU was over. The ceasefire is essentially over. But, a continuation of that in terms of us not getting a deal altogether from the president is not necessarily good here in terms of oil being high and escalation here. So AVGO is going up because it had a deal with, I believe, Apple. So it's up to 370s. It had a deal with Apple about chips. So this is a chip deal for AVGO with Apple, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, but I think that's the news moving AVGO. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the news. It's definitely possible we have some insiders moving stuff like this for sure. All right, guys, we got 4 minutes into the market on open data. Looks like most people are still green on the day. V-shaped recovery, baby. The question is, should we believe the president? Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't hate. I don't necessarily disagree with you if you don't believe him. Right? But I think it's also strategic. A lot of the president's quotes are strategic. So it's not about the truth. It's about how it can potentially move markets and add favorability to the conflict. What's up, Amir? Thank you for the subscribe, my friend. Shout out to Amir. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the subscribe, dude.
Thanks, Amir.
Yeah, opening bells in 8 minutes. We have the market on open futures data in 3 minutes. Right now, 3 minutes. And speaking of deals, Apex apparently still has their 250K evals on sale for $17.76 right now. If you look at their site, I did buy another one today, so it's still on the table. $17.76 evals on Apex right now. Code BGT will get you the discount. You get a 250K eval account. If you pass it, you get 250K in funding, 90% split with code BGT at checkout. It's only for the first month, so remember that. But yeah. So I'm not sugarcoating the president. I'm just being objective about everything. Again, I'm not political. I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing with anything. I'm just looking at it objectively and trying to figure out the nuance behind the quotes is really what it is. Again, I'm not one that's just going to trash the president, but I'm also not one to like glaze the president either. I'm very neutral on it. And so, yeah. And I think that's how you have to be right now if you're trading. If you're too bearish, there's risks. If you're too bullish, there's risks. If you believe everything he says, there's risks. If you don't believe anything he says, there's risks as well on both sides. So well, gold's right here. You maybe just take a trade. I'm in gold right now on Apex. So you can trade gold. I'm gonna cut this trade. I just lost $12 just to test it. You're welcome. Okay. You owe me 20 now. You're welcome. Buy the 250 full port 1 micro. Yeah. All right, guys. Market on open data in less than a minute. Let's see what the market on open data brings us here. The market on open data is coming soon. Again, rate hike odds for next Fed meeting are currently sitting at 30+% now. Treasury yields 10-year over 4.5%. And again, here's the president's quotes. I've posted this about 5 times, but they're important.
As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Yep. So those were the quotes by the president. We are heading into earnings season in a couple weeks, so relevant all things considered today. So just be careful, guys. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, if you want to check out that Apex deal, here it is. I don't know how long the deal's going to last. It never really talked about when it's ending now. It was supposed to end last night at midnight, but here's the quote. Here's the link if you want to help support your boy here. They are an affiliate of mine, so I'm biased. Of course, I get paid by them. But genuinely useful, I think, if you're learning how to trade especially. You can pass Apex in one day. There's oil, $74. I never trade based off of news. I mean, I can't say I never trade based on news. But yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm not really seeing some of those quotes. Yeah, F. One more sketchy quote, dude, and I will put you in timeout, make you sit in the corner and think about what you've done today. All right, I'll turn into Papa John real quick. Where's gold at? All right, so there's the market on open data. Again, it didn't really move oil too much. Here's the NASDAQ here. You can see the NASDAQ kind of flat on the market on open data, so a little indecisive for MOO data today. We have 4 minutes left, but not really much. MOO is market on open. His orders getting filled at the opening bell. Gold bouncing a little bit. Again, guys, we have 3 minutes left essentially until the opening bell. What do you guys think today? 3 minutes left. Bitcoin's almost at lows of the day as well. It's at 61,700s right now for Bitcoin. SpaceX is at 150 still. But
red on open? I don't know.
Bear on open. The brave bearish Brit has spoken. Bear.
Yep. But somebody's got to stand in the gap.
Yeah, the president also said 3 minutes ago that if we make an Iran deal, it may not stick, apparently. So more concerns about an Iran deal. Let's see what happens at the opening bell, though. It is Fed Minutes Day. We do have the Fed Minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today. Bear on open, bear, reverse brick. All right, here we go. Opening bell in 2 minutes, really. We may take over Carg Island. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Bitcoin is looking heavy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's watch the NASDAQ at the open. We'll watch NVIDIA. Again, memory plays are relevant. Here's MU. MU right at $900. Very big milestone area for MU. I think people want to see it hold over 900. SanDisk is almost flat on the day now. Google might have reported some news just now. Let's see. Bank of America hands 520 million credit line to OpenAI and bid for IPO spot, apparently. That could be what's jumping Google up there. Let's see other breaking news here real quick before the opening bell. We got less than 2. Yeah, the president says we might take control of Karg and would prefer not to attack desalination plants, but it could be necessary, he says. States that he will target higher levels if necessary. We are not targeting high-level structures like bridges. Can't do anything about the attacks tonight, he says. 28 boats were taken out yesterday, and it's uncertain if the deal will last, apparently, in the quotes.
And the only thing I can think, if they're not talking about targeting high-level infrastructure like bridges, the higher-level targets have to be leadership cast, I would guess. But
yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah, it doesn't do a lot of good to try to read into most of this stuff. It's so surface level.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, so the president is actually speaking right now. Like, you can see it here. Yeah, here's Hegseth.
Defense sites, radar sites, surveillance sites, anything used to harass.
Yeah, so they're speaking right now on geopolitics at the opening bell. So just be careful right now. President is speaking right now with Hegseth at the NATO summit. I see Bessent speaking. I see Hegseth there. I see Rubio there. And the president now. He said if we need to put down the blockade, we may put up the blockade again, he says. And here's the opening bell, guys, right now. So let's see what we get today. But that is what's going on. Be careful right now. There's the opening bell here. NASDAQ is rising a little bit, but it's a very small rise. We got to watch gold, S&P, NASDAQ. SpaceX jumped up to 152s at the opening bell. So SpaceX is up there at 152s here. We're watching memory plays as well after the Kospi got halted on the downside last night. MU was up to 916, so we're seeing a rebound in tech and memory. SanDisk is back up some today. SpaceX is back up some. NASDAQ is back up some. NVIDIA is moving up a little bit. So most things are moving in unison at the opening bell, which is green so far. NASDAQ is now over the VWAP. It's the first minute of the day, so, again, take it with a grain of salt. SanDisk just went green on the day, though. MU is back up to almost 920s right now, so MU is up there. NASDAQ looks mostly strong at the open. SpaceX dipping a little bit. MU's back up to 920s right now, so we are seeing MU and SanDisk rebound at the opening bell today. Look at MU. So it's at 920s. Here's SanDisk now technically green on the day over the previous closing price. But look at MU. It's at 923s. And again, single stock futures, guys, are supposed to come back July 27th. Genuinely excited for that. Genuinely excited. We'll see what that looks like, but genuinely excited for single stock futures. What stock do you want to trade the most when we get them? Dell? Yeah. And again, chat, some of you guys might be delayed on the stream. There's MU still moving. Hit the live button next to the play button. You might be behind a little bit. NASDAQ is over the VWAP. Still pushing up some here. We're mostly green on the day so far, but it's definitely a big if. So look at the NASDAQ rebound here with memory, tech, and more. Yeah, I'm going to look to trade Apple, maybe AMD when we get single stock futures. NASDAQ just broke the opening high again. We're up to almost 29,300s here. But the NASDAQ is starting to rebound with memory plays. Again, SanDisk back up to 1650s. MU back up to 930s right now. NVIDIA back up to 198s almost. So we're over 29,300s, but we have seen a little bit of a memory rebound here today with everything going on. Let's see if this continues. Buy or sell the rip? Guys, buy or sell the rip? What do you guys think? Got a little pullback now under 300s. Small dip. Let's see if it holds. All right, still moving up to 320s here. Ugh. Little bounce. Let's see if it holds. All right, guys. So we got a small bounce. I'm still waiting here. I've traded a few times this morning. All right, so we got a dip here. I'm tempted to buy the dip, but I'm worried if we get a larger pullback. I have to wait and let things form a little bit. We're not quite 4 minutes into the day here. But again, so far, SanDisk ripping, MU ripping, NVIDIA ripping back up. It's technically green on the day as well into the open here. I'm waiting as well. Bitcoin's probably heading back up some, I'm assuming, with everything else, but you never know. Yeah, Bitcoin's back up to almost 62K, but not easy markets right now. All right, so we're still testing those highs up there. We got to wait and fade it a little bit, but all right, so we're still testing this range here. I can trade right now, but I got to wait a second. I don't know if I'm going to do anything yet. I'm going to let things settle a little bit first. I think that's a smart move, especially with all the stuff going on right now. All right, so again, we're dipping down. We're at 29,300s here. That level might be a support level. Tesla 398s. Dump Bitcoin by the dip. Sell. Short incoming. Yeah, they are speaking right at market open right now, so just be careful. Oh, actually, they're done speaking here. So they're done speaking, actually. They just finished. Right ahead of the open. So here we go. Now we just ripped over the market open highs again today, guys. So we'll see, but looks like we lost Brit. Burry is a bear. Yeah, I mean, NASDAQ's starting to look heavy here, though. I might short this, actually. I'm going to short a little bit right here. NASDAQ short. See if we start to turn back down here. I don't know if we got any optimistic quotes. We are green. I just want to see if we fade back down here. Okay. Short's doing all right so far. Still very close to the opening bell, though, guys, so I'll be careful. Do not copy me. Not an investment professional. See if we drop more now. There we go. I'm going to take half of this off right here and just lock it in. We are close to the opening bell, so I want to give this some time. I'll add back maybe if we go in my favor here. That short-term moving average could prop us up, but I want to see us break down underneath it. There we go. We're under it now. Small little trade. We'll cover another piece here and then add back maybe on the last little bit if we continue to break. So we've retraced back up. We'll get out the rest break even here. Yeah, we're out the rest. So we made a bunch on that, but all right, we're at 290s, 280s. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Brit. He might have lost. Is it? I don't know what happened. I'm gonna short back into this now. Take a couple contracts, maybe add some more deeper into this. We got 4 contracts now. See if we start to give it back. Go green to red on the day is kind of what I'm looking for here. There we go. As long as we don't grab some liquidity down here, we should be all right. All right, still trying to move down here, but trying to be patient on the rest. There we go. What do you guys think, bull or bear? I'm bearish right now, but sometimes the market moves obviously like you don't expect it to. I'll take some size into this now. This is an eval real quick, so I'm going to add some size. Definitely a little risky here, but I think I like the bearish sentiment a little bit more on the NASDAQ right now. We got a big drawdown in this account, but I'm going to cover some of it now and a lot of it and just wait now. I don't like us getting near those highs. This is an eval, so I can swing for the fences and then switch to funded. I don't know. We get another decent sized breakdown, I'll short, but I'm not going to short until then. Hey, nice Flav. Back up to highs here. Is this a trap? I don't hate the volume profile for a little while up here, though. SanDisk is ripping. Yeah, memory plays are bouncing back a lot. MU is technically green on the day. So is SanDisk. Nvidia's back up to 198s. SanDisk still running back up to almost 1700. So is MU here. So that's what's driving this. Still pop it up. Nvidia just broke opening bell highs and is now technically green. SanDisk is pushing towards 1700 here. This is an eval, so look, I'm going to swing for the fences up here and try to take some trades quickly here and just kind of, you know, I bought a bunch of these yesterday, so we got time. There we go. We'll take a little bit off down there. Yep. Take a little bit more off up here. Get out the rest close to break even now. Let's see if it holds. There's more risk reward on the downside here. There we go. I'll hold this break even on the rest here. We get close to those highs, I'm cutting almost all of it. There we go. We're out mostly. Could be a liquidity grab up here, though. I got to watch SanDisk and MU, though. SanDisk is almost to 1700s. MU is at 950s right now. Nvidia's at 198s almost. So we got to watch those, the big boys in tech right now. That's moving things. We could get a little micro pullback and then run up and try to break these highs again, though. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. Decent sized pullbacks. Hello, is this Pizza Hut? Hello? Hello, is this Pizza Hut? I guess it's not. Still dipping down some here. Where's oil at? Let's take a look. Hello, is this Pizza Hut?
Hey, can you hear me?
Is this Pizza Hut?
Yeah, this is Pizza Hut. What's up?
Oh, okay. I need to order 5 large pepperoni pizzas 20 wings and some Cinesnacks.
Okay, and is that to be delivered to Mike Crotch?
Dang it, Britt. It's a family-friendly stream, bro. Family-friendly stream.
What's wrong with a guy named Mike?
Yeah, I just want to say, lurkers, I'm here with you today. I'm lurking in the darkness right now if you can't see me. I'm going to start putting out hand signals, you know.
Yeah, John is the shadow that flaps in the night, you know.
Yeah, look at this.
He is Batman.
Yeah. I've always wanted to do those. Maybe that'll be my next hobby.
Shadow puppetry.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, sorry, I lost power.
Yeah, I figured that was something like that. All right, so the NASDAQ has pulled back a little bit here. Oil's down, though. Look at MU, though, guys. MU at 950s. SanDisk is very green at 1660 right now. Yeah, I'm the lurker now, apparently, with the shadow background here. I'll try to fix it for tomorrow, guys. All right, we're starting to pop back up here a little bit, though, on memory strength. Look at SanDisk still moving up close to highs. NVIDIA just got over 198s, too. Feels a little trappy, though, no?
Maybe a little. I don't know.
Feels a little trappy. I'm going to short again. I don't know why I'm so bearish today. I've been long in oil and shorting the NQ. That's a little trade. There we go. We got to hold down. Might get ripped off here, but again, this is an eval. I'm getting a little bored with this thing. I bought about 5 of them today. That's a liquidity grab up there. Come on, do it. What ran? Oh, NVIDIA broke highs again. Let's see if we break down now. All right, we're gonna start taking some profit in this. We have 30 contracts still, which isn't the worst. MU started to rip up. Liquidity grab for me, please. Cut some off here. There we go. Take a little bit more off down there. See if we trap some longs. I don't think any of the news we got was necessarily bearish, but we are extended on the downside, maybe some here. There we go. We'll take a little bit more off up there. We basically out of most of this. We'll hold 5 left and see if we hold, but NVIDIA's still running though, guys. NVIDIA's almost at 200s right now. It's at 199.50s here. So I'm going to cut the rest of this right here and somehow get out green. SpaceX just dipped to 150s though. Let's take a look at SpaceX here. So again, look at SpaceX fall down to 150s right now. It's not doing necessarily good here. Go core weave, go. I foresee a dump incoming. 2 fair value gaps on the upside. Yeah, Kospi's been very weird, but look at SpaceX down to 150s right now. If we weren't in this like high volume node area, I might jump back in more shorts, but we could just range.
Yeah, I wouldn't, John. You don't look good in shorts.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I got these bird legs, you know. All right, guys. SpaceX dipping all the way back down. Again, look at NVIDIA, though. NVIDIA's back up today. Pulling back some now. MU's back up some. SanDisk is pulling back some. So NVIDIA's dipping back down some here. Quickly. But I'm still kind of waiting. I am very green on the day. But we'll see. We're in that high volume node area, so I'm almost turning to a buy thesis, but we'll see. Range is very small to trade right now unless we're taking longer term positions here. Yeah, Apple sell it off. Apple at 308. Meta's breaking down a little bit too here. All right, so there's the NASDAQ pullback here. Again, a little bit too flat for me to trade this right now, I think. We've gotten away with it so far, but SpaceX just went red on the day. It's down to 149s right now for SpaceX. So it is now technically red on the day here. Here's SpaceX. NASDAQ starting to dip down too. Out the short scalp, lag 7 starting to sell. Yeah, we're starting to pull back some. Here's the NASDAQ here. MU and SanDisk are still looking kind of strong though, so I'm not going to really pile in short right now. We break under 275s, then I might get interested in shorts. But look at this drop, so let me make sure this isn't a catalyst, but getting a little dip here. Nothing really going over the tape right now. We're still in this like kind of trend here though, so I'm not really interested in doing anything yet. I gotta wait. Is this a trap right now, bull or bear? Yeah, look, there's a big rebound right at the point of control area. It looks like point of control is right around 29,300s here. That's where volume is, so. Patience is key, I think. Nvidia did dip down. It tapped almost 200 and then had a pretty large pullback to 197s here. And we do have the Fed minutes report. We have the FOMC minutes report. Thank you, Stan, for the subscribe, my friend. Shout out to Stan. I know you subscribed a while back, but appreciate the sub, bro. Appreciate the sub, my friend. All right, so now we're starting to turn. It's really not that dark in here. It just looks dark. I gotta put some lights behind me is the problem. If I turn the monitor the other way, it would be different, but that's what this is. All right, we can look for a head and shoulders pattern here. But it also kind of looks like higher lows, so I don't know if I want to necessarily attack it. Nvidia has also dipped pretty decently, so like if it starts to rebound back up, we might see more bull strength. Yeah, there's a move back up. MU and SanDisk rebounding some here. Yeah, so starting to see some buy levels here, but again, I gotta kind of wait here. It looks bullish right now. We're close to highs. Yeah, the Trump administration apparently lifted restrictions on OpenAI's GPT 5.6 according to Axios. Look, that's a big rejection up there. We're in the high volume area right now, so we just gotta be careful. Under 290s, 275s is where I might get interested in a short, but until then I have to kind of wait here. Michigan's really nice. I love Michigan. Farms everywhere, beautiful countryside. A lot of wildlife here. We saw, last time we were here, I think we saw a wild turkey come through with the little baby turkeys. So a turkey mom with some baby turkeys. We saw a lot of deer out here. I saw a woodchuck yesterday. And if you're wondering, yeah, I did do the obvious joke regarding how much wood could that woodchuck chuck. We actually looked it up. So yeah, I'm in witness protection today. Yeah, it looked like it. I like the Gangland documentary, you know. But we're at the high volume node right now. I can't really trade this. I gotta wait for a breakdown underneath it. Yeah, 700 pounds of wood was the answer. Yeah, this is based on the volume of dirt. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm flat in markets. If we start to get really pushed down under 270s, maybe I'll short. But I got to wait. John Dirt. Joe Dirt. Definitely John Dirt.
Now all you need is the pork chop sideburns, you know?
Yeah. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Which is not really trendy. If you guys are old like me, and you are millennials like me, you might ask yourself when you look around at young people, what happened to sideburns? They've disappeared from everyday life. No sideburns anywhere you look. Not a sideburn in sight right now.
Just mullets.
Yeah. Yeah, the new age mullet. Yeah.
Yeah, which honestly, in my opinion, looks...
I think the new...
not going to say worse, but...
I'm not
maybe
against
worse.
them. I'm a baseball fan, and it's pretty common in baseball. I don't mind the new age mullets. If there's no sideburns, a mullet doesn't look as mullety. You know, if that makes sense. It's a less
like a
mullety look.
style mullet.
Yeah, like it's less mullety looking without sideburns. So I don't hate it. Am I gonna get one? No.
I'm totally getting one.
All right, guys. So we are starting to break down. I'm looking at 270s here. 270s. Yeah, we're at 300s now. Let's see if we hold at 300s here.
No, I meant pork chop sideburns. Mutton chops are similar, but different thing. They're bushier.
Yeah.
And they go a little lower.
Yeah. I'm native, so I can't grow facial hair. Yeah. My dad used to always tell me I was native, but then I did a DNA test, and no native in sight. I was
You know,
who knows how accurate those things are, though.
I was gonna say I don't know how much stock I put in those.
Yeah.
Like I read something the other day where like somebody sent in like lizard blood and they got back like, you know, you're 36%, you know,
Yeah.
Southeast Asia or whatever.
Yeah. Almost old enough to be John's grandpa. Hey, listen, where's the Dow at? Yeah, I couldn't grow a beard until I was like 30, though. So if you guys can't grow a beard and you're under 30, you still got hope.
John banished to the cupboard under the stairs again. John Potter. That's his name.
Yeah.
You're a wizard, John.
I know. Listen, dude. Listen. I know. Honestly, the market's boring right now, guys. What are we doing here? I blame the chat. Somehow it's their fault.
It is.
Yeah, the president thinks the ceasefire is over. We definitely didn't get positive quotes regarding them, but what's propping markets up has been Nvidia, MU, SanDisk going green on the day. I'm looking at 275s though right here. So I'm looking at a breakdown close to this low and under this low right here at 290. So I'm looking at 275s for maybe a short. It depends on what memory does though. Like if memory still looks to be trending sideways, like it might pick up some more steam and rebound. I don't like it. So again, I'm kind of in this neutral area here where I have to wait.
Thought they did swab test, not blood. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was lizard spit. I don't know what to tell you. But,
Yeah.
but the point remains the same.
Yeah. All right, so look, NASDAQ up to 350s. Sideways range. A little boring.
I'm going to full port SPX, puts so the market can go up just for you.
Okay. Listen, I appreciate that support. You know, supportive man right there. I appreciate it. Yeah, here's 10 a.m. coming here. We have crude oil inventories at 10:30, but 10 a.m. is almost here. It looks like we're starting to fight our way back, though. Here's the S&P move back up. Back up to 75s. We're trying to get up here, though, bro. We're trying to make moves. I said I need 275s is really kind of my short look. If we keep right now, we're just purely sideways. We're in the high volume node area, so whenever we get in high volume areas, it's kind of more efficient in markets. And so a lot of the time we can chop sideways and it's hard to make money in the high volume nodes. That's why like people who trade the volume profile, they usually avoid the high volume areas because unless they're like shorting tops and covering bottoms, but still riskier. Mark is waiting for Fed minutes. Yeah, it's probably waiting for Fed minutes a little bit. It's Warsh's first one. I don't know how much that's going to move markets. I think it's going to depend on geopolitics a lot today. Oil, again, you look at oil. Oil's not really doing much. It's still at 73s. It is lower than it was before the open, I think. But there's the NASDAQ starting to get close to that top again. So we'll give it a second. But we're up there. We're back up to highs of the day now. Is this highs of the day? No, not quite highs of the day. High of the day is going to be what? 415s. But high of the market open for sure. High of the range as well. The orb. All right, here's 10 a.m. IMF official says global inflation expectations are stable, but some indications rising inflation are noted. MU just broke highs of the day. It got up to 957s here, which is, again, why I'm looking at memory and SanDisk to see about market moves. SpaceX just rebounded back up to 150s here. I might buy this dip right now. It's a little riskier, but hey. We'll take a small trade and then see if we go in my favor here with this. It could certainly trap me here, though. We're still green on the day. It's not going to matter too much, but with this size of position. But obviously, I want us to go up. There we go. There's 10 a.m. Okay, we got a big pop here. We'll take some up immediately up there. Ooh, wait. Some type of big pullback happened on some news. I got out just in time. Maybe not news, but that was a big dip. Wholesale inventories came out at 0.1 versus 0.3% just now. So we did have wholesale inventories show up just now at 0.1 versus 0.3%. Just in case, I'm going to cut it right there and get out break even. We are very green on the day, but I don't want to take too much risk here leading in the Fed minutes report later at 2 p.m. So remember, Fed minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern time today. Where's gold? Yeah, gold, I mean, it's elevated, but it's still red. Could just be a little wimpy candle for 10 o'clock, though. SanDisk and MU still at highs, though. MU starting to slow maybe a little bit here, though. SpaceX back over 151s. It's a tool. I use a couple different tools as well as social media to gauge news releases, to be honest. Very flat market ahead of Fed minutes today. Yeah, but it'll give us some indication on maybe future projections pH. It's a reaction to the previous Fed meeting. But I'm curious to see what Warsh has got to say and how this Fed minutes will be. I think we'll actually get less information than we normally do from Fed minutes just because Warsh is critical of future projections. And I guess I got to ask the chat, bull or bear right here? It's a little quiet.
Everybody's listening to the birds.
Can y'all still hear them well? Yeah.
Also, good for you, Sarge. See you later.
Remember to check out Apex today, guys. Apex, again, still has their $17.76 sale, I believe. Let me confirm. But for the time being, you can still buy an Apex 250K eval for $17.76 using code BGT at checkout. Again, they're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased, but you can still get that discount if you want to check it out. It's pinned at the top of the chat. Here's the link. Starting to break down some markets. Let's watch 29,300s here, though. I'm looking at news. Still kind of quiet. Bull, bear, bear, chop, sideways. We're starting to kind of break down a little bit. Are you guys red or green so far today? I'm green, but not that green. We're back down to this bottom range. This is now a triple bottom right here at around 300s. So let's see if this triple bottom holds. What's up, Gerald? No trades yet. Google's Waymo is launching robotaxi service in 4 more U.S. markets. Yeah, I went to Austin. I saw a lot of Waymos. Oh yeah, Brett, you were with me.
I was.
Yeah,
I was totally there.
Dude, those smart cars are driving around, man. They're living life out there in Austin.
Yeah, there were. I mean, I have heard that they've had, some issues. Like, I think a couple of them drove into the water or something. But
Yeah.
Which is why I remember us being like, "Hey, maybe we should take one of those," and you were like, "No, I don't think so. I don't trust it."
Yeah. I mean, I'd trust them. I'd still get in one. But
Okay.
all right, so let's see if we break down. We need under 300 to get a bearish push here, I think. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this depends on what memory does. Memory ripped up a little bit at the open, and then it's basically been trending sideways ever since. MU's right around 950s. It's relevant. Spacex. And Google's doing good. It's at 360 here. Again, I need under 300s to really take a short. Let's see if we get a push. It's kind of boring here, though. Market gathering steam. MACD going to go positive. It depends on what these memory plays do, I think, is a big story. Kospi index, again, was halted on the downside twice. Or no, not twice. Once last night. S&P, SK Hynix and Samsung also fell. Memory opened up red on the day, but now, again, MU is technically green on the day. Now it's at 940s here, so... But so far, we're very flat, very boring, very choppy. All right, so we're... Hush! Hush! Hold on, guys. Yeah, I mean, we're so choppy right now. I gotta wait for the market to do something here. If it's looking like this for much more, we might just kind of hang it up green on the day and wait for Fed minutes later at 2 p.m. But nothing's really going on. Oh, is the opening bell timer still on? Oh, that's tomorrow's timer. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Yeah, they're little baby dogs. Not baby dogs, little dogs. Yeah, I'm the only thing I'm looking for left, guys, is 300s here. Again, you can also check out Lucid, and the link's in the description as well. Lucid gives you end-of-day drawdowns and everything. Flex, Lucid Flex evals, once you're actually funded, have some of the best rules in funding as well. So really good options. Tradeify has their select plan. And so Tradeify, similar to Lucid Flex, good options if you're overseas as well for Tradeify. And then Take Profit has really free payout, rules, like really not super restrictive payout rules, and really good for beginners in that regard as well. So check out all of them. You can use code BGT, get the max discount. But I'm waiting for a breakdown under 300 here, but I don't know if we're going to get it. Again, SanDisk, MU are very flat. MU's kind of breaking down more than SanDisk is, it looks like. MU's at 945s, but starting to bounce right now. So, gold's down a little bit since the open. Oil is rising up to over 74s right now. So, if I would have stayed in that oil long earlier, you know, we'd be in a much better spot. But, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah, guys, look, this chop is it's just not really easy to trade. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut out of here, guys. So, again, I appreciate the love. Remember, the Apex sale is still going on, and again, you can check it out if you want to help support the channel. $17.76, 250,000 eval account for less than 20 bucks. Check it out. Code BGT will get you the discount. Love to everybody here. I'm going to get out of here. Remember, we're not investment professionals. I'll see you guys in a few hours for the Fed Minutes Report. Y'all be safe. Markets are choppy. Oil's volatile. Memory's volatile. Chips are volatile. Spacex is volatile. Y'all just be careful. I'll see you guys later. Couple hours.
Thanks for the likes and the subscribes.
Yeah,
have a good one.
If you check the stream, the Fed Minutes Report is already scheduled. The stream for that is already scheduled. So I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Have a great day.
Later, guys.